And he talks about when Apple, you guys, maybe, how old are you guys?
25.
Okay, so maybe you remember. You remember the iPod, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Like
Samsung, say it again?
Like the Nano?
Yeah. So
yeah.
during that time, put the microphone closer. During that time, Samsung had like a competition. So it was like a rectangle. The Zoom, that was the name of it.
Okay.
Irrelevant. But the point is, he makes the example that he went to both of their, like, you know how Apple has like that October meeting where they announce the new whatever. So he went to both of them. Samsung had one and Apple had one. And he said that what told him that Apple was going to win ultimately was that Samsung was talking about how they just beat Apple this year.
Okay.
Right. And then Apple was talking about how they got a little better from their last product last year. So it's like one is like, okay.
In competition with themselves versus the other.
Exactly. So like one's playing the infinite game, right? So like technically when you're just trying to get a little better, you're
compounding too.
Yeah, you're compounding. You don't have a finish line. So you can't beat that person because that person's just trying to get a little better every year infinitely. As opposed to the guy that Samsung, which you guys don't know what the Zoom is, right?
No,
exactly.
No, yeah, they fell off.
They fell off.
Yeah,
because they beat Apple. Now what?
That's their only goal.
Yeah. So they fucked up. So that I always think about that. Like, so if you like this, you're just gonna be better than, for example, me ultimately. Because if you like it, you're just
gonna
do it. Yeah, I'm not.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's why I like doing like this podcast thing because like I'm like, oh, this is fun for me.
Yeah, I agree. This is the first one both of us have done, honestly.
For real?
And we've talked about it like all the time. Like, hey, clips are great from this. Like, just being on in general, and it's fun. Like, if I had like I feel like $100 million and I just didn't care about money anymore, podcasting is just great. You go on with your friends, talk about bullshit. Like, this is the best job.
Yeah. I remember like 2.5 years ago, I went on your podcast.
Yeah.
It was before I had done any deal. I was trying to talk about doing deals, and I had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say things that I was regurgitating from like online YouTubers I would watch.
Yeah.
Like no information from personal experience.
Yep.
Won't you a step above that right now?
But I'm telling you, you think you are, but the fact that you guys are practitioners, you'd be surprised, like, because to you, you're just doing it.
Yeah.
But to someone who's not doing it, you're like, oh shit, you guys are doing a shit ton. Like,
that's true.
That's what it is. Once you're a practitioner, for me, it changes the game because you're not talking from theory, from YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You're fucking doing it. So like when you be like, this shit doesn't work for me because of this and that, you're not theoretically talking about it the way other people do. You're legit saying like, this shit doesn't work. Let me show you why. Like, novations might be the thing that works now because fucking like we talked about, like it's tough when you're trying to give an offer, like, you know, and this like it's such a weird thing. You guys can cut me off whenever you want to talk about.
No, you're good.
Because like, yeah, I don't know what the economy is. I'm not gonna act like I know, but it's just so weird because you can't compare this to 2008 because in 2008 there was no equity to be had.
Yeah.
So it's weird now because like, people might be struggling, but they have equity in their homes. So it's like they'll sell, but they're not selling at a discount for the most part because there's still equity in the house. So they know they can list it, you know, and get
they don't
paid
need
out.
to.
Yeah. But
like
like
more leverage in the situation.
Yeah, but they're still in debt though. That's the weird thing. Like there's a bunch of people like, yeah, I'm in debt. Like I owe a bunch of money. I'm not in a rush to sell because they know they have equity in the house.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's fucking frustrating. So that's why I think novations, let's see. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I hope you're right because we're in the same path. We're doing our first right now.
Yeah, man. There's a ton, man. There's a ton I don't know. Like in Ohio right now, right? Like I didn't know, but like one thing that we're dealing with, we have a property in Cleveland.
Like you own it?
No, it's a novation. Sorry, yeah. So that's the first one in Cleveland. So I'm not gonna lie, like it's a whole lot of me reading articles, ChatGPT, Grok, like asking like, what do I do next? And it's like I learned about the POA thing that some states require POA. That's the thing I sent you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like I'm just gonna do POA for everybody. So one thing that we started doing was like, okay, if we do POA, I'm like, I don't want to send a notary and then they've never seen the document. I think I don't know if I told you this.
Yeah,
but
you
like,
told me to get it signed twice.
Get it signed twice. So to them, it's smart because now when the notary goes, if you're not present, they're not getting surprised with you not being there.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what it is? You know, so far that's been working well. But what I learned in Ohio is, I guess there's a lot of transactions happening in Ohio. When there's a lot of transactions, you got a lot of wholesalers. When there's a lot of wholesalers, people don't like it. Hence, in Cleveland, they don't allow novations, or they're
Really?
maybe sorry. It's not illegal, but they're saying like they're trying to stay away from it.
Is it the terminology of innovation or just a general concept?
I think I would say is that most people that want to ban novations probably don't necessarily know what a
That's what I'm
novation
saying. I
is.
feel like it's so niche.
Yeah. I think it's the whole having POA, full POA, and I think you mentioned it, a concern like us signing on the behalf of the homeowner.
Yeah.
So that's why we're kind of, and let's see, this is all like theory right now,
Mhm.
but we're trying to do like a hybrid of like, let us get limited POA where you just allow us to list it. And
Okay.
then after we become your consultants, but again, you're signing everything.
Yeah.
Like we don't sign anything. So now lenders aren't like, who the fuck is Ronnie? Like he's not the owner of this property. You kind of avoid that. The other thing is that they're signed, they can, I would assume they can technically probably screw you. I'm assuming because now you don't have full control.
That's
so
true.
the seller can technically say fuck off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Like my concern with it is that like if you're giving yourself like the power of attorney, they could kind of just not sign on your behalf. And then what happens from there?
I don't know. We'll see.
You don't know. Okay.
I guess you got to make it like at such a good price and just like be so like definitive and like this is the exact outcome we're going for. This is the range of what we expect. And if it's in this range, are you happy with this result? So hopefully we don't get to that point.
Yeah. And I think like most people, and that's what me and Jacker talk about, is like because we were talking about how like, hey, Ronnie, we had a couple hiccups in the novations. Like we're lucky this seller's good. And I was like, I don't know if it's that the seller's good. I think the only people that are going to do this are people that trust you.
That's true.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's not that we got lucky. It's that
great rapport.
Yeah, you already built great rapport. Like this is not a 1 month like go like get it done or sold. Like this is like a 3-month process. So if they're already taking that ride with you, I don't mind taking that chance, even if one's gonna screw you for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
Like,
just
it's gonna
in
happen.
volume,
It's a numbers
will
game.
happen.
Correct. But I think it's fine. I think it's okay because most of these people like they're trusting you like crazy. Like if they're allowing you to do this,
It is because we kind of framed it to we kind of like framed it to this novation seller that like we do this like all the time, and she like I don't know, you think so too, right? Like she really thinks,
I think she thinks we do maybe like 50 novations a year.
Yeah.
and we're just like going through the motions, like we like actually.
She didn't ask us for any credibility. Never really happens with anything.
Yeah.
But and she's in mortgage brokerage too. So
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised she didn't ask us for like anything at all.
Well, I mean, what is there to ask?
I get like, but like no website, no background check, no proof of funds to buy it. Like, and she's in this too.
Yeah,
So I was like, I guess she does trust us, and we framed it well. But
It could be trust, or it could be like she knows what she's doing. So at any point, if she feels like you guys are screwing her, then she'll probably be able to catch it.
that's true, and we're not trying. Like we are doing,
Yeah.
we're going about it the correct way.
Yeah,
But
it is like the most transparent way of wholesaling, I think.
I love it.
I do love it too for that reason. I feel like I'm not like all of our cards are on the table basically, and she knows exactly what we're doing.
Yeah,
In a normal wholesale, I feel like I'm like
you have to
you know,
dance around a little
I'm
bit.
dancing
after.
around. Yeah.
yeah. And we've gotten as close, like at scale, you're almost forced to be like the more at scale you are, the more transparent you have to be because there's too much to account for. So you kind of have to. So I like it for that reason. And we were already, even with wholesaling, like we've already kind of set that tone. Like one little wrinkle maybe you guys could add too to make your lives easier is that we always tell people like, hey, if we're saying we can close at this number, like we're pretty confident, assuming some wild shit doesn't happen. You always, leave that little
caveat.
little bit of doubt, even when you're wholesaling. But we always say like, hey, just to let you know, we might buy it. We might buy it and then resell it again immediately to another investor if we are low on cash. We might partner with somebody and now they're in charge of the LLC buying it and we just own a part of it, but they're the decision. There's a bunch of ways. This is the only way we can buy a massive amount of properties, just to let you know. So if you're not comfortable with this number, you have to just let us know now. So we even sometimes have our VAs have that conversation with them.
Really?
Yeah. So now later on, if they use an attorney and the attorney's like, you guys are wholesaling this, we'd be like, yeah, like
Told you, it's a possibility.
there's a possibility. Yeah.
Mhm.
We ran low on funds, or hey, yeah, like we have 3 projects and like while this transaction happened, we got 3 opportunities. We didn't want to say no to any of them. So yeah, we're going to use this guy.
Okay. That's great expectation setting. We
That's what
definitely
it
don't
is.
do it to that level.
Do it.
Yeah.
It makes your lives easier.
I feel like I've gotten better at expectation setting. Like last year, I had an issue where I definitely didn't set my expectations right, and you guys came in and actually bought the property in I don't know if you remember
up there,
Somerville or Somerset? Somerville.
One of those, yeah.
One of those,
Somerset,
yeah.
Somerville.
I had an issue in that transaction where I found a buyer, and at this point, I've done a few wholesales, but I'm still learning the ropes.
Yeah.
I found a buyer. I thought I was going to make $55,000 on a wholesale. I was going to double close it. That was after fees.
Yeah.
I made a couple mistakes there. I definitely didn't set my expectations right with the seller. I told him definitely buying, going to close on this date, no problem. What I didn't realize was the buyer himself, I didn't really vet correctly.
Yep.
Now I'm vetting every buyer I get.
Yeah.
Like crazy. I need to see proof of funds. I don't want to see a letterhead that was dated a year ago from, but they told me they put down $10,000 EMD, and I was on vacation. I decided not to double check it. I just listened to the guy.
Yeah.
And he ghosted me in the last week. Thankfully, you guys were able to close on. I was still able to make something.
Yeah.
Listening to Yager on that phone call, he called the seller in the car with me.
Yeah.
And the way listening to him, it definitely changed my mindset with acquisitions. He was able to save that deal, which I felt like if I did it without him, I would have lost that deal completely. The guy didn't trust me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Like one thing that we learned too is we just had an issue over the weekend. Like one good rule of thumb with like all this is don't ever double down. That's the quickest way to lose trust. So if you made a mistake, like just be like, hey, apologies, I fucked up. This is come back with a solution immediately for sure. But people, you end up seeing that people actually like you more because you didn't bullshit them. That's probably a little something of what Jagger did, like set low expectations, but also come back with like, hey, that was, shit happened. We made a mistake, but this is what we're going to do moving forward. And this is how we're going to get this done for you.
Okay. Exactly what he did.
I know. Yeah. So that's what we do. We had a novation, a nice novation that we got here in Toms River. So, and we fucked up. So we're in the due diligence part. So we just signed it, whatever. We were waiting for him to empty out the house. And I was sending that service that I told you about.
It does everything, right?
Yeah, they do everything. So far so good.
Yeah,
Investor Boots, right?
Great service.
Yeah. So Investor Boots, yeah. So I sent, it was 3 people. So at the same day, which is fucking cool. Only one service could do that for me. So I sent one person to do the Zoom notary via Zoom with the sellers. Then I sent some guy's gonna do the 2D floor plan, and then a person that does the inspection, photos, and videos.
What's the 2D floor plan?
So it's like literally like the measurement and everything of the house.
Nice.
Yeah. So just in case there's people like that don't live in the States that they want to kind of see the that.
And all the numbers.
It's an
That's
extra
great.
like $20-$30.
It's great. How much is all of that? You spent like $350.
I can tell you exactly how much.
500 even. So we spent like over 200 just on the notary.
Yeah. You see, I used to do that too. Use Investor Boots then. Give me a second. I'll tell you exactly how much I spent.
Yeah, it's a crazy service. We should do that if we do.
Yeah. Again, it's still new though. That's like the only caveat. Just a heads up.
Yeah,
so
probably
they might screw me later.
Or not even that. Even if it's like it's new and it's a great service, they're gonna be able to raise their price if like everyone jumps on board, which is fine if it's still worth it.
I've seen them on iSpeed to Lead. They're like one of their partnering companies.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be a great resource, especially if you're out of state like that.
Yeah. Or if we're doing more novations in general and we just need that. Because right now it's like we listen to you. Yeah. Like, all right, these are the steps. We have all our documents. We're freaking out. Like you use RE Simply also.
Yeah.
So in RE Simply, like our contracts just weren't generating that day. And she was like, okay, I'm good. Send over the contracts right now. And I was like, shit, like we do not have them right now. Like the one we need them at this moment. We can't.
RE Simply was glitching on us.
I was like, all right, I'm making a DocuSign account right now.
Yeah.
Like, last second, like figuring it out.
Panda Doc, if you guys need
also
that.
good.
Yeah, I'll send you my credentials if you ever need it.
Okay.
So it's okay. So it's $300 for external, internal photos, a walkthrough video, inspection, 2D plan, and sign notary.
That's a great deal.
Bro.
Get you everything for $300.
Hell yeah, that's fucking crazy. And they offer like this. I'm not sponsored by them, but they're legit.
Maybe you're about to catch one.
You should get an affiliate code with you.
The document recording, remote, just the remote thing is $90 for the notary. Yeah.
We paid more than double.
Yeah.
Lockbox, by the way, which I fucking needed. Setup $99.
Wow.
And if you want to be on the same day, $120. So someone will go set up a lockbox. They also, you can hire people to do showings for you.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So like in PA, that's fucking clutch. Like PA is right there. So it's like, I'll go. But like agents.
Takes a day though. Takes a full day.
Yeah. And then you don't have service because you're in the fucking woods.
And you're not getting more deals or doing whatever else.
Exactly.
You got to keep pushing the needle and let someone else do the busy work.
And with an agent that I have over there, and he's awesome, I would have to pay him $200 and I would have to give him a point if we sell the property.
Really?
Yeah. Just because I needed, like, I needed him
trustworthy,
and incentivized to not fucking try to hustle me and speak to the owner behind my back. So I want to make sure he's like, you know, involved. With this person, they're just a random person. Like what I'll do is like, I'll have them do the walkthrough. I mean, the showing and be like, just call me, put me on your headphones.
Okay.
And that's it, like throughout the whole time. And that's it. Like they can ask you all the questions. I can hear it and I'll answer it and you repeat.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You pay for all those resources by themselves. You're spending like $600, $800.
I did.
Plus the point.
Yeah.
What's the point? No,
So like, that's like $1,000
It
easy.
fucking sucks. Yeah. So I'm using that. So point is like, the guy made a note like, hey, go ahead. You guys can take the photos, do whatever you gotta do. Just, I had lost the key to the doorknob. So don't like tell your guys not to lock the bottom lock. Right there, that should be like, okay, how about you just like right there, I should just offer like, hey, how about I just change your locks for you? Because in my mind, I know that if it's not going to be the agents doing the showings someone's going to try to in a good way, by the way, going to secure the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's the natural thing to lock both things.
Yeah.
So what happened? Someone
locked.
locked it. The guy goes and tries to grab something in the house. And he's fucking, this happened over the weekend. Like, it's Memorial Day weekend. And I'm like, fuck. Jacker's like, yo, bro, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, it's on us, bro. We should have known someone. Like, if they left it wide open, then I can be pissed. Yeah. But like, yeah, like someone.
They're trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
Close the house.
They locked the fucking house up. Like, we can't be mad at that. Like, that's on us more. So, again, don't double down, though, right? Like, just fucking solve it. Be like, hey, we're so sorry. Like, that was stupid. We're going to get a locksmith and we'll change the locks. We'll pay for everything. Super sorry. The guy calls back. We got it done. He's like, hey, thank you guys so much. Like, I had plans this weekend. You know, you guys, you know, I was a little angry. I tried to get in, but you guys solved it the next day. I appreciate it. Like, that guy's gonna ride for us the whole way through now. Because he knows what we just showed him is that, like, inevitably problems are gonna occur. And like, hey, we're good. White glove service. Like, we're gonna solve it for you. That's what you're trying to sell.
Yeah, being like that, being very responsive, I think is super important, people.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So let's see. This novation I'm excited about is in Tom's River. There's still a ton we got to get better at. Like, me and Jagger, neither of us knew that there was an above ground oil tank.
Oh,
we fucking butchered that one. Like, so I'm walking the house and I'm like, the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh fuck. You know what it is? The property on the note says central air. So automatically we're thinking like, okay, it's, you know, like, who's gonna have central air with oil? Like, that's not even a thought. Psych. So now I'm like, fuck. So we ran the numbers based on it being gas. I'm like, I'm like dreading rerunning the numbers now.
Oh my
like,
God.
So I'm like, I'm gonna have
10,
to
15K.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah. So luckily we had a good spread on this one.
Okay.
So
you have room.
Yeah.
Even if in the worst case scenario you'll make money.
Yeah, but now it turns into like
10K instead of 50.
Yeah. So now it turns into like maybe 10, 15 as opposed to like 25 to maybe 35. 40.
Sucks, but good thing you have a spread, right?
Yeah. And you're learning. Like, I think
now you know not to make that mistake. Yeah, you'll check every house now for oil.
Yeah. I mean, we should have been done that. Like, that was just
like, do so much volume. I'm surprised you don't.
Yeah, bro. So just learning.
Mistakes happen. Like, there's just no way to avoid. It's just going to.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys dealing with?
So right now we have 4 different properties we're dealing with.
Nice.
So we have a property right here on West Grand.
Yeah.
That's my dad. He bought it. That one we're waiting on plans still, trying to turn it into a 10-unit building.
That's fire.
I know.
I drive by it every day.
I know. I'm excited. Right now it's gutted. We're waiting.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get those plans back in the next like 2-3 weeks.
A 10-unit.
Yeah. I told him to go for 12, but.
So they're gonna approve the 10 to 12. Hopefully with what about the parking?
So in the plans where there's gonna be a pass through.
Oh, like the building. You see that? There's another building that did that. You saw it?
Mm-hmm. That's where we got the idea from.
That makes sense. Okay.
So there's still
clearly cool with it.
There still isn't enough parking in the back, like technically what you're allowed, but we're trying to get a little bit of off-street parking. It was mentioned. And it seemed like from talking to Kyle and some other
Kyle's
people,
cool.
yeah, he's cool. We think it will get approved. We might have to make a couple little changes. See what else are we dealing with. We're doing a flip in Oak Ridge.
Okay.
That one we're finishing hopefully tomorrow.
Nice. Like wrapping up or selling?
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up the renovation.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So that one,
There's a lot more problems than we anticipated.
Always.
yeah, that one we thought
Way
we were going to
more
be in there for 2 weeks,
Psych.
maybe 20 grand.
Yeah.
I think the total is going to be like 60 something thousand.
Yeah.
The renovation will still make money, still be good, but definitely cut into it. We think we're going to sell it a little higher than I originally thought too,
Yeah.
though.
So that will that's some money back. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
40 over, but maybe 20K higher selling.
Okay.
Making
Yeah.
some.
It's not
We
bad.
got Pequannock.
Yeah, Pequannock, that's the novation we're doing.
Okay.
Right now we're waiting to get Vin out there because we're trying to use him.
Same time as
He's
the
coming
Oak
now
Ridge.
tomorrow to Oak Ridge
Yeah.
to take a look at it.
See where the numbers
And then
are.
I'm trying to get him to come out to Pequannock the same day.
Yeah. For what?
to
Kind of look at it.
to look
I don't
at it
know.
and like
Okay.
okay. Innovation.
What do you think we should do with that?
I think you should ask him, hey,
Yeah.
do you need, if we do pictures, videos, and then like, would that be enough for you to get the ball rolling?
Oh,
Okay.
you think we should just do that? So I haven't done that. So I was just kind of figuring I'll get
It's like-
Vin out there. And
Well, no, get him there eventually.
Okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
We could
so
do
he
stuff
can,
earlier.
yeah, like get the paperwork started. Like, I guess you
Okay.
guys have a nice spread on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should.
So if have Vin run the property, ARV wise, like, or as is, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
It's a, what's the condition?
Like
Perfect.
turnkey.
Almost.
Perfect.
So it's like an ARV kind of thing?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh my god! So yeah, if the property is not as is, that gets there, you kind of want to go see it. But if it's like in mint
Everything is
condition,
pretty much new.
oh yeah, so fucking Alfred's and be like, look, we can go send someone out, take pictures, videos for you.
yeah.
Okay. Just run comp for us and
just to, like what's stopping you, I guess, from moving forward, like from listing it? Is it listed?
No,
No.
not yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's stopping?
I don't know. I guess Vin.
Yeah, we wanted-
Yeah, we just wanted
We haven't
to-
done it. We were trying to get Vin out there,
Get
and
us
get
set
the
up
pictures and
eyeball.
videos.
Yeah, yeah. If that's the only reason, if like,
Yeah.
just ask them, be like, hey, if I get photos done and videos, even if you need to go out and take like your own photos, but like, is like maybe these will be enough to get you started. Like,
Okay.
what do you think? He might be like, pow, that's his thing. Like, that'll be a fucking big help. Like, I'm
Okay.
running around and
Yeah.
Yeah.
boom.
That
Like,
would be no
that's
problem to do
up-
that. We use
that-
that service.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
it's up on the market. Like, and
Yeah, we
you
want to
guys-
move because we have a time frame.
I know. Yeah.
We have 6 weeks to get
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like don't like,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't even think about that, honestly. I thought like we kind of had to wait on him.
No, why? I mean,
That was my
I don't
thought
know.
to
We
get
just-
him out
we
there.
don't
Maybe
know.
he'll, help us coordinate the pictures and
Yeah.
video, but we may as well just take him. I thought,
yeah.
I was like, maybe he has
use
his own system he wants to do, or
Yeah,
like his own.
For sure. And
I don't
may-
know.
Maybe he does. But what I'm saying is like, hey,
your
May as
first
well
set
just
of eyes.
ask
let's
him.
get this shit up. And then if you need to go back and take your own photos, just re-upload the photos. But like, let's get exposure out there.
That makes sense.
makes a
All
lot
right,
of
maybe
sense,
I'll, we'll get on that today.
Yeah,
later,
home
honestly.
jab is another one for for like more professional photos.
Yeah.
I would use home jab. It's a little more pricey, but it's like listing photos.
Yeah, that's
great.
what we
Yeah,
want. We'll
that's what
pay.
we want there.
I'll send it to you right now, so don't forget.
Perfect.
But
How quickly do they get out there? You get them out like
it depends on. I would say a 2-day turnaround. So like, if you
Maybe
book it
Friday.
today, you could probably book it for Friday.
That's
okay,
great.
maybe we should do that then.
Yeah, I'll send it.
So I
to you.
did tell her to have
I'll call
something.
Vin after this. And
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Bro, yeah, because the thing is, the more you wait, time kills deals. Like,
exactly.
So
we
Especially
have,
this. She was like, I don't want to cut you off, but like for this specific like novation, like she is like, I'm not selling this before like July 14th, and I'm out by August 28th, and
Yeah.
like that's it.
yeah. So
And then we're on the hook. We made it like really obvious, like we're gonna buy this house from you. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want there to be an issue at the end if it's not out.
Yeah.
But
And always remember, it's like sellers, trust me, like you can always leave
it.
the door open for a little bit of doubt.
okay.
yeah.
Even if you say somewhat, like, be like, hey, look, we've done this for a couple years. We've done tons of transactions. For the most part, you can look us up. Like, we get it done.
Mm-hmm.
There are things I can account for. Like, I don't know if you owed, make it like dramatic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you owe child support. And be like, I don't even have kids. Be like, I'm just saying, like, someone's told me
Yeah.
that before. And, a kid pop, just make it a joke a little bit,
Yeah.
but just enough to just leave that little bit of doubt.
It's a good idea.
I think it's important because things go wrong.
That's true.
Exactly.
You didn't do that in this one. It was my fault.
No, it's fine. This, like we started like that too. But the more confident you become, the more comfortable you're gonna be with adding doubt, but still showing confidence. Like,
Like
yo,
we do this.
we
but,
do
like,
this.
This is a possibility.
This-
It's never gonna happen.
things
but
happen.
It does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
You saying that kind of reminded me of a few leads I've called in Camden.
Yeah.
So it seems like every lead I call in Camden,
All cappers.
all of them are lying.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. All of them tell me how much they want to walk away with. And I've had multiple people be like, no, I'm not going through a title company. I need a quick claim deed. I got a 1-call contract. She's like, I want $3,000. I'm like, all right, do you owe anything on the property? She's like, no, I don't owe anything. I'm like, are you sure? You just want $3,000 for your property. I was looking at it. I'm like, this thing is worth $60,000. There's no way she wants $3,000. I sent it to Clear Skies. She owed $175,000 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one. The clean deed, no.
And there was 2 or 3 other people just like that, just asking for it. And I have to get it out of them after like 3 conversations. They're like, all right, I owe $80,000.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah. That, do you guys have some kind of like person finder, like to find out people's information? Like when you guys like not maybe like PropStream or anything like that pulls public information out from the person.
Yeah.
Use PropStream.
I use PropStream to look up like their.
Yeah. Sometimes like their debt pops up.
Yeah.
You can call them on it too. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, this got to be an error then, right? Because it shows here that there is a loan on it. I can call for you to make sure that it's off, because right now it shows it, like most of the time they'll be like, fuck. Like,
like, oh my God.
Sometimes it doesn't pop up though. I think with the 170,000, I didn't see it on PropStream. It was, I think it was taxes she was behind, and the taxes on that property were $350 a year.
Yeah.
And she owed water, taxes.
It's like, how do you even get the bill that high off?
Yeah. So she hadn't paid him 35 years. The town doesn't want
fucking
it.
crazy.
It's like the town should just take it at that point. Like, what do they do?
I don't think Camden's terribly ran.
Yeah.
35 years.
I went there. I went there for a job fair like 2 months ago. That shit was for a good buddy of mine who's he's the principal in KIP, one of the schools down there. So crazy. The KIP building, brand new. Everything around it,
just garbage.
It's wild. Like there was a huge line like somewhere, and I'm like, whatever. I'm thinking maybe it's like a welfare line. Like whatever. And Berto, my buddy, he's like, yo, Ronny, you know what that line is? I'm like, oh, it's like maybe like people are getting goods. He's like, no, that's a crack line.
No way.
I'm like, you're lying. He's like, yeah, like he's like, they're lined up to buy fucking crack and drugs. I'm like, there's no way.
Crazy. Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
It's out in the open, like around the block.
It's around the block from the school. I was like,
so crazy.
That's crazy. He's like, yeah, bro. You know what's funnier? It happened right directly across the street, and I had to ask him like, hey, can you guys move the line? Somewhere there. They were nice enough to move it, but. That's fucking. So I guess it sucks, but yeah, I'm not surprised. Like
it's a different, like it's a different world in that area.
Yeah. And there was a street that 2 cars were just blocking it, and I was like, it wasn't police cars. It was just like regular cars. I was like, that's crazy.
I guess that's the life over there. It's like they're accustomed to that.
It's fucking wild, son.
Should tell them about the other thing we're doing in the Lansford house.
Oh yeah, we have one more house that we're buying. So it's in Lansford, Pennsylvania. So
never heard of it.
Yeah, you know where Jim Thorpe is? You don't know where Jim Thorpe? All right.
That's a nice area, but this is not.
Okay. Jim Thorpe is kind of nice. About 15 minutes away. This area isn't that good.
It's like 2.5 hours away from here.
Okay. Yeah. It's a 7-bed, 2-bath house. It's connected. It's gigantic. It's 3 floors. We have it under contract for $45,000 with tenants in it.
Yeah.
And we're actually buying it. We're buying it with the intention to flip it, but our plan B is to, keep it and rent it out for a little bit.
Yeah.
See, the issue with us there was I put this out to a bunch of buyers. I got a full walkthrough, and there's obviously tenants in there, and I didn't want to do walkthroughs with actual buyers with the tenants. There's 10 people in this property.
It's crazy.
So it's like a rooming house, like a board. Like
no, it's a
just
family.
Multiple families.
Okay.
It's like 10 people, but 5 of them are kids.
Got you.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Feel
animals in the house, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like it makes a frat house like look nice.
We got it so cheap though.
$45,000 for a 7-bed.
Like, yeah, like what's the AR? Well, it's commercial.
No.
Okay.
No, it's residential.
What's the ARV?
The ARV is somewhere around 200.
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
but it would probably take close to 150 to get to that.
No, I don't know. It wouldn't take 150. So when I say that ARV of 200, if you look at
make it to a 2 or 3 family.
No.
Okay.
No, it is converting it to a 2-family, which it's very reasonable there. It's like the same house connected next door to it, same exact layout, is a 3-family now.
Oh, okay.
He converted it. He bought it as a single family, converted it. When I say the ARVs there, if you look at all the renovated houses there, none of them are great.
Okay.
Like they're all like outdated, but they're just clean.
Yeah,
you know?
like that 2007, 8, 10 builds, like the
Yeah.
ceramic kitchen with the brown cabinets.
I think I saw, you know, when I'm looking at comps, I saw rug in the bathroom, but it looked clean.
Yeah.
It's like,
standards really low.
yeah, it's really low. This area is really low.
The entire town is renters. Like, there's not one person that like owns their house that lives there.
Got you.
Yeah. So we had a lot of interest putting it out for around 75,000.
Yeah.
The issue was everyone wanted a walkthrough, and I went into this because I haven't before this I haven't wholesaled a tenant occupied property.
Yeah.
So what I was just going based off what I see other people doing. They're like, you get a tenant occupied. If you're not going to get them out, you don't do walkthroughs. You just get a nice video walkthrough.
Yeah.
And you tell people you buy it sight unseen. I give the walkthrough. You could see the outside. But everybody there, maybe I just couldn't find the right buyer. They all wanted a walkthrough. They're like, I think I could do it around here, but I need to walk through it first. And I'm like, that's not happening.
Why? What's your hesitation with doing it?
So this is just based off what I see other people doing.
Mm-hmm.
First off, there's 10 people in this house.
Okay.
So I feel like coordinating 2 to 3 buyers. Because if I'm going to do that, I want to do it with at least 2 to 3 buyers. I don't want to do it with one.
Yeah. One time. That's it. Yeah.
I set my expectations wrong with this because I went into it thinking that like I was going to be able to just sell it sight unseen because I got it for such a good price.
Yeah.
I told the seller I'm only going to have to get in once or twice.
Yep.
And I did my full video walkthrough. I got a great video of it. And that was just where my issue was, that I told him that, and now he didn't really want me to keep going
Makes
in
sense.
and out.
Yeah.
So our thought was we could sell it for less possibly, but it seems like everyone wants to walk through regardless of the price. Yeah. We figured we could just buy this, and we could literally the next week we have some people. We're going to send them right in. We're going to coordinate with the tenants. They're apparently paying. Actually, this guy, I know there's going to be some type of issue that comes up. I had him because this tenant had a lease to buy years ago.
Oh, yeah. I got a story for that, but keep going.
So that expired 2 years ago. So I had the previous owner sign a document that says they're not going to give. Right now they're on a month-to-month. They're not going to give them a new lease.
Yeah.
They haven't already, and that this lease to own, they don't have the right to buy it anymore.
Yeah.
Wrote up a whole contract. He signed it, and I'm like, if not, you're going to pay us. What else?
So you went to so you saw the property. You had this guy sign this thing acknowledging that he's not going to do some side shit. Where are you now in the transaction? Are you close to closing?
Our close is next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just moved our money over. We're liquid for it.
Yeah, we're paying cash for this.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 45,000.
Yeah.
So it seemed like also in Pennsylvania. I know you told me you were able to assign last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first time doing anything in PA.
Yeah.
When I was talking to sellers, buyers, they're all like, you need a license to assign it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to double close it and not put myself in that position at this price, maybe give up a couple grand.
Clear Skies. Are you using Clear Skies?
So Clear Skies actually told me they're not doing Pennsylvania closings anymore, and they recommended me to a different title company out of Philly.
Yeah.
So that's who we're using right now.
Did you ask them?
No, because I was just okay.
Next time you get contact, next time you speak to them, be like, hey, can I?
No.
What I've been able to wholesale this, and they say no, then boom, that's your answer.
That's true. All the buyers were all the people that were interested in buying. They were some of them. I just kind of took off. One guy was like, you know what I do with wholesalers sometimes because you can't assign it in PA. I'll just set up a new contract with the buyer, the seller, and then not happening.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening.
That's not gonna happen. We can double close. Yeah, there's ways around it. There's always a way around it. You just gotta figure it out. But yeah, the title company should be able to tell you what, because like someone's still doing it, so you can just ask them like, hey, how are you guys seeing everyone do it here in PA?
Yeah,
they're probably gonna maybe it's an LLC buyout, maybe it's a double close. There's something,
and that's what we should be doing. We feel very confident at the price we have it at. Mm-hmm. And we thought this will give us the best shot at making the most money because we'll close on it. Obviously, we get some risk actually buying it.
For sure.
Of course. But now that we own it, we can set up the showings whenever we want.
Yep.
So that was just our thought, get as many people in. Our plan B is to keep it
And their rent is at a great price. Like they're only at $1,200 right now. We think we could like raise it to like $1,400 like pretty immediately.
Yeah.
And like that'd be 33% cash on cash.
What do you guys familiar with PA law?
In
what
regard? Really.
Like residential tenant, like own landlord tenant laws.
So from our understanding, it seems
ChatGPT.
pretty landlord friendly.
It is.
So that's why that's one of the main reasons why we're thinking about why we're actually going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we could get them out relatively easily.
I think
Evictions,
so.
I see that says like the average time is 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And like they don't really give you a problem. Doesn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah, it would probably be on the longer end because if they're paying.
Okay.
So if they're
Well, I mean,
but they're month to month.
but it's month to month.
Yeah,
So it's like,
but because
what are
they're
they
paying, it does. Yeah, let's see. But if they are paying, then it does make it a little easier. I'm saying a little harder if they.
yeah, that
aren't,
makes
then
sense.
it's
There's
very
no
easy.
reason.
Yeah, then you kind of just have to whatever. But the other thing, let me see. So if they don't pay you, because I'm wondering, like, you can almost offer it. I guess let me just spitball here.
Mm-hmm.
You can offer it to different prices maybe. When you sell it.
Yeah.
Vacant,
With or without. Yeah.
and then
That is
add a premium to it, and then
Mhm.
you guys can just start the removal process.
Exactly, that's
there's
what
a-
We did kind of like, that was the.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We're gonna see where the offers come in at. If we're not happy with it, we think we'll get the numbers we want just pretty immediately.
Yeah.
God willing.
See.
But if not, that's our plan B. You know what? We thought if we can't sell it, we'll vacate them, then sell it, or we'll rent it out for a short period of time.
That's
if we get no issues, great. If we get issues, we'll evict and then sell it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to do any renovation, like any major renovation up there to own, because we don't really plan on buying too much more out there.
Yeah, and hopefully the tenants don't like the landlord. Do you guys know that?
They do.
They love
They
the
do.
landlord.
Yeah.
That's the fucking worst.
They love them.
Yeah.
You rather you come in as like the savior
Yeah.
as opposed to now you're
They do like him a lot.
yeah. So that
Like but also it makes me feel good. I mean, that specific dynamic sucks,
Mhm.
but in terms of that makes me trust him more almost, like the seller.
yeah.
Because I'm like, they like him. He treats them well.
Yeah.
Garrett had a good relationship with him, like talking. Like he doesn't seem like he's hiding anything or has a reason to hide anything.
Yeah.
He has money. He has multiple businesses. He has multiple properties.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
He's been honest with me from what I can see.
Yeah.
Because it is a risk that they pay cash right now. So it's like he could be lying that they pay.
Yeah.
But he also told us another thing, which is crazy.
That made me worry, but he told us we're gonna do an in-person closing.
Yeah.
To get the keys, and he also told us that so he collects cash, which obviously if we're gonna keep it as rental, that's not happening. I'm not driving to fucking Lansford to go collect cash. They're like, I don't got it.
It don't matter.
I don't
even
even if they did.
street, like yeah,
Not
don't
happening.
fucking take.
I want a record of it too. Really.
Yeah.
But that's what he's doing. That's what he's been doing because he lives so close by.
Yeah.
He told us he's gonna give us a receipt for it. He has the June and July rent, both months already ready for us, which is about $2,400.
Yeah.
And he's
so
gonna like give it to us.
he's gonna give it to us back at closing. So that's gonna knock off $2,400.
Yeah.
Closing costs mostly.
which
Yeah,
makes me
it's
feel
great.
good. It's like, oh, they not only do they pay, they paid in advance.
My gut is probably like he's gonna, as like a thank you to them for being good tenants, he
Okay.
might just have said, "Hey, I'm gonna cover the
Oh, that's possible.
because like most of these guys feel guilty because they know
Okay.
like especially like a new guy's coming in,
Mhm.
they're probably gonna get screwed. If he's a businessman, he probably knows that.
Okay,
So as like a guilt for him,
that's possible.
he'll probably just kind of paid in their behalf.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's what he did.
Yeah, but that one.
I didn't really think about that, but that actually checks out.
Yeah,
That
if he's a
one-
nice guy, like
But
you
I'll
guys
still take that in our favor.
No, yeah, it's still fuck that. Yeah, it's still a win. Yeah, whatever. Like it's still
That does also give us, if they don't pay, that gives us 2 extra
100%.
months of like, all right, now we have 2 extra months to like start
Yeah.
the process. But like, you guys didn't pay this rent. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
But right now, we're basically just trying to do everything we can, every different strategy we can, just
Yeah.
to get as many reps as possible.
Smart.
We're willing to break even on a couple things if we
Yeah.
have to,
Yeah.
on something we haven't done before. We would do this novation right now for $0.
Yeah.
We obviously
Like,
we're
obviously we're
trying
making money,
to,
but-
No, I mean we feel the same way. Like like it's just you just want to again you're playing the
You wanna
infinite
learn.
game, right?
Yeah.
You're not trying to win on one transaction. Like
I want to have the skill set of doing this
Yeah.
infinite time.
Exactly. So you just see it as like just get a little better after every transaction. That's what we're trying to do. And it's shit always comes up, and with different situations, those different situations then help you get better for the next one, and then it just compounds. Like
So Garrett was telling me like a couple weeks ago actually, because when we first started, he still had a VA
Mhm.
from when he was doing this last year, because I started just in like January,
Yeah.
and I've kind of been learning from him. So he told me you guys have like a crazy team of like, I don't even know, like dozens of VAs.
Yeah.
Can you kind of explain to me like how you got that started and like scaling that up?
For sure. So I guess I'll tell you where we're at now, and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
So right now we have an underwriter now. So
Okay.
we had two. I fired one.
A VA underwriter.
A VA underwriter. Okay. Fucking good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
How long has he been with you?
Not long.
Okay.
Maybe a couple months.
Have you had underwriters for an extended period of time, or that's a newer hire?
Newer hire.
Okay.
So what I realize is, so I guess the way you guys ever read Traction?
Nope. No.
I'm gonna start sending you a bunch of like you guys could, like when you're in the gym, just listen.
I read
okay,
often.
Okay. So it's like a breakdown. So it goes just think I guess circles is how I see it. So there's Michael's in charge of like the marketing section of what we do. Then it gets moved over from marketing, goes into the follow up and the acquisition manager Jagger. So that's where the VAs come in.
Okay.
So now we're using something called Lead Kitchen and Lead Packs to generate leads. That's like the only two things we're using now. So Lead Kitchen is almost like, think of it like almost like Need to Sell My House Fast and those kind of Z Buyer. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those.
Z Buyer, yeah, my dad set me up with that when I first started.
Yeah, so similar to that, more quality, but like the idea is right. Like someone puts their information in,
they're inbound.
Yeah, they're inbound.
Okay,
like truly inbound.
Okay.
Like
it's a PPC. It's like that.
Yeah.
They run PPC on your behalf.
Yes.
Okay.
So we pay Ryan Pineda's company.
He has a good service.
So far, so good.
Okay.
He's what they've said they're gonna produce. They've been produced. I'll share my KPIs with you guys.
I like his stuff, but I'm always like weary. I'm like, I don't know 100% if he's or not.
Yeah.
But he seems like he has a good program.
Yeah, I mean, so far I can only speak for Lead Kitchen and Lead Packs. What they said it is.
Okay, well, that's all you could ask for, right?
So those leads come in. Rebecca, who's our head VA, she comes in now and she picks up the call, vets the person, blah blah blah. Okay. From there it goes to Jagger, the acquisition manager. So we've changed our, I guess, now that we do novations. Before we had I say all the time, the temp. Our acronym was like temp and next step, time, equity, motivation, and price. Now it's just like, do you want to sell your property?
Okay.
Like,
it's more broad now.
We still want to collect as much information as possible, but it's very broad.
Now you have so many options to offer.
That's why
you don't need as much info.
Yeah, we don't need as much info now because the thing is, motivation isn't as important.
Because you could find no matter what the motivation is,
exactly.
A reason.
Exactly. So, and then now that there's no equity, I mean, there's plenty of equity, so the motivation in general, like real estate, I think is down because again, you're not as motivated because you have equity on your back pocket.
Yeah.
So it doesn't put that sense of urgency like before. That's going to change when the market starts tanking. But let's see if it fucking ever does. But once it starts tanking, now you have no equity. Now the motivation fucking rises because now you know there's a timeline. But right now there isn't. So we just so she vets and gets as much information as she needs. After that, it gets sent to the underwriter. Okay. Before we would have Jagger vet speak to them and then underwriter and then an offer.
Okay.
So we were like, fuck it. Like we have an underwriter now. Before I was doing all the underwriting. So I was
it's a big task.
I was like, I'm not fucking underwriting every fucking property. Like I don't have the time. We hired an underwriter. So now it goes from the VA vetting it, setting an appointment for Jagger to give an offer. And before Jagger gets an offer, that property gets underwritten.
Okay.
So now Jagger has everything he needs to put in an offer.
What does the full process of your underwriting look like?
I'll show you.
That's cool that's a skill that I'm like trying to learn. Garrett is like still way more of the underwriting than me. That's a harder skill for me to learn.
That's one skill that
you think it's really important to have.
It's the most important in my opinion. That's the most important. All your resources can be great, but if your underwriting is shit, then everything is going to collapse. Yeah. Like underwriting is lead gen and underwriting for sure. Like sales, 100%.
That's where I've been like focusing more is like on like getting on the phone and like offering, but like it's hard if I don't have a starting point number. It's like I have a range, but then I'm like, Garrett, can you double check this for me? Like,
and that's the thing. Yeah. And if you're doing more of the sales role,
we both are, but that's where I'm leaning.
If you're leaning more towards that, Garrett should then lead more of the underwriting role. Okay. You just
we reverse that then.
Yeah. However,
our plan kind of was because he's still newer to do basically everything together. Obviously, that's not the most efficient way
for now
for me to learn everything. Yeah, and then we'll specialize down the line,
and then see where
Or maybe he can look more acquisition and I'm disposition, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or you think underwriting should be more its own job?
Part of both.
Everybody in your team
Has to be
in the beginning should learn underwriting. So
Sure.
this is what it looks like for us. So we'll take the latest one. So if you guys could see, let's look at this one. So this is from Rebecca. This is a lead kitchen lead came in. So let me see. It's Leslie Drive. So for example, let's go to lead kitchen. Okay. So lead kitchen, let me see, Leslie Drive. Okay, so this one. So this lead comes in, right? Today at 8:57 a.m. came in. Rebecca picked it up, vetted the call, got as much information as she can. Once she did that, she set up an appointment for Jagger, our acquisition manager, and then she added a link, address, boom, all the information she was able to gather on it. Our underwriter said, I got this. I make him do that for a timestamp. So now I know what time he picked it up to see how long it took. And now he puts his numbers in. So his ARV, he thinks is 450, rehab 5,000, max allowable offer. So I make him run it at 70.
70 minus ARV.
Yeah, minus whatever. He doesn't add our fee. I make Jagger do it because Jagger has the experience to tell us based on how much work it's going to take, the difficulty of the deal, how much of a spread we want to make. So so he doesn't add our fee. So the MAO is 310, but not including our fee. Mm-hmm. I let Jagger make that decision.
I'm a little confused. Like, what do you mean, like your fee though?
Like how much we want to make on it.
Okay, so it's like depending on the ease of the deal is how much spread you're willing to get.
There's we're at 70, so there's technically already a profit for a flipper there in that 30%.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the wholesale fee.
Okay,
so there's no wholesale fee included in this number.
Okay, that's like if you're buying it.
Yeah, so if we're buying it, we like in-house can probably buy it at 310. Because there's already a profit.
So you go into like your first initial reaction to getting a new lead is we could buy this. What price could we buy it at?
No, I want to wholesale it, but I need to know where it would make sense for a flipper.
Okay.
Yeah. Because because like I have to think of like they're the end buyer.
Okay.
So I have to, and like if we can get it with our number and we're keeping it, why not? Like if we had a 10K, just making more money. So I just don't want to put that responsibility on him because he doesn't realize that like this person it's a POA and we got to look for all the kids. So like we're not fucking taking this on for $5,000. Like we know we're gonna have to send everybody and. Like, just there's tenants. Yeah. They're in eviction.
There's hoops to jump through.
Yeah, we're going to make 50 on this one. Like, we're going to take it on. It's not worth it then. So he can't make that distinction. So I make Jagger do it. Okay. So that's where we come up with that. And then what I make him do as like an accountability thing is that I have him like add like notes. So I'm confident about the ARV as there were solid comps as it was built in 2024. ARV is the as is value. So he's similar to the situation that you got with the novation. He adds his ARV comps right here. I get to see him.
That's great.
So
damn, you do that really well. So now you have like what he got his comps on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes like for lead kitchen especially, I'll write it myself. I'll underwrite it as well if I have time. Just to double check.
Yeah, then you give him notes on it, and after like so many reps of you checking him, he'll know exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly, because I want him to see it through me. So now it's not the Jagger's not working on me. He needs to be this guy needs to be an extension of me.
Yeah, and he needs to be independent at certain points to be able to do it.
Yeah, which I feel comfortable now. If not, I would have jumped on this already. So
nice.
After that, right? So let's keep following this deal. So now let's see if Jagger already spoke to the seller. So Jagger might want me on this one. He keeps tagging me. He doesn't like when sorry, Jagger. Okay. So I don't think he's spoken to the person, but let's look at appointment. Task and appointments. Okay, so Jagger has a feedback with offer May 28th. That's the day.
Yeah.
At what time? Oh, I want an hour. Good luck, Jagger. So then he'll so now he has all the information he needs to put in the offer.
Okay.
So
great system.
Yeah, that is a great system. Yeah. Now it's so like down to the numbers. Like there's no room for error.
Yeah, I mean no, there's room for error. We've got plenty.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's just like that's like just making them like you and like.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I think generally like we've
that's a great system
to get it to here. Yeah, so that's how it looks. So then
so you have let's the VA to set it up. You have the underwriting VA.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's say Jagger doesn't get the offer accepted and it's not hot enough for him to follow up with it.
Okay.
So now we
Send it
put
back.
that in a system now where we have a follow-up team.
Okay.
Which let's see the update for RE Simply that
Mhm.
comes the 30th. I want to see how good their AI agents are.
Okay.
But if
It's a new feature they're dropping.
yeah, the 30th, I want to see how good it is. If it's good enough, then
You don't need the VAs.
I think there is I think
Having maybe less of a team
if you're not really good and you're just mediocre, I think that's when you get replaced. That's how I see it.
That makes sense.
If
Yeah.
you're a stud, you got nothing to worry
Yeah.
about. If you just
you're adding
kinda
value,
like,
or if you're there, I'll just place you with AI.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of how we see it. So after that goes to our follow-up team. We have 2 really good follow-up people, and then we have 2 not so good follow-up people.
So they're the ones in risk of AI taking
Correct. Yeah. So that's, I think we have 10, and then we have a head VA.
Okay, that oversees everything.
Yeah. So she's like, it's funny enough, our best lead manager, Rebecca, the one that takes up the call, her mother is the head VA.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's awesome.
Yeah,
So
they have a great relationship.
yeah. So we've had her for a very long time. Ernie's her name. We've had her for like, maybe like 7-8 years.
Wow.
We got so lucky with her.
That's awesome.
So you have 10 VAs just for follow-ups?
I think so. I honestly don't know.
Wow.
But it changes like depending on what we need. But I guess tell you.
Damn.
Communications, everyone.
So basically all your marketing now is PPC, PPL?
Yes.
No cold calling anymore?
We stopped cold calling because of
That's kinda-
KPIs, and we can jump into KPIs.
We're similar way. We were cold calling the very beginning when I got here, and now we're like almost all PPL.
Yeah. It's there's trade-offs.
Easier. Yeah, it's more expensive.
It's more expensive,
but they're better leads.
but they're better leads.
Way better leads.
Exactly. So you just have to make sure that you have the right system to make sure you're making the best. So we have 7 right now.
Wow, that's actually leaner than I thought.
7. So we have 7. No, sorry, 8 with the underwriter.
Okay, so
we have
he was
8.
telling me you had so many VAs. That's when you had a lot of cold callers.
Yes.
Okay.
So at one point we had a lot of cold callers. So then we had like text. But when texting was allowed, we had like 3 fucking texters that were texting.
You do text.
Nah, like cold text.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now too.
No. Like we were sending like every
10,000?
hour, like 15 to 2,500 text messages. And like the services, I guess it was just like, this is like, stop. So they just made it illegal. But at that point, that was one of our best runs. We were getting, our cost per deal was like $100.
Wow.
Not per contract, per deal.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy.
So
we had like 3 VAs just nonstop texting, nonstop. Like it was awesome. But then that stopped. And that's how it goes most of the time for all these things.
I'm sure PPL will get either like patched or moved
something will happen.
A year too.
Yeah, you just adjust, figure out what's next. But that's where we're at right now. And then like real people, we have Michael, like I said, who
marketing.
Yeah, marketing, and then Jagger is leading like sales, I guess. Vin does the listings for us. I am like a hybrid.
Disposition / overseer.
I plug in where needed, as long as I'm more the social one. So Michael and Ryan are less social, right? You know them. So I'm kind of more of the social one. So wherever anything that requires like
you talk to a seller.
I'm a talker. Yeah. So I started off with acquisitions, and then we saw Jagger, and I was like, he's way better than me. So like here, like I helped him and like run with it. It's yours.
Good.
Dispo, I'm doing Dispo now. I also help like raise money for a pretty cool thing that we do. I'll talk to you guys about it with the short-term rentals.
Yeah.
But right now I'm doing Dispo. So in theory, that's the plan, is like learn Dispo, create a system for it, and then
you delegate it eventually.
If
you create a good system.
If I like it, I'll stay in it. If I don't, then let's see. And then Ryan, he kind of oversees, he started the company, so he kind of oversees like funding and the Airbnbs. We have people managing it, but this is the newest part, like more eyes.
You need more eyes on it.
Yeah. 100%. And then we have Jay, who's his brother, who oversees all flips.
Oh wow, you guys have a pretty big team then.
Yeah, so I think we're bigger on, we want more time than we rather time than more profit. Like I can do this by my own, Jagger can do this on his own. Yeah, but that requires, as you guys, because you guys are in it now,
Yeah, it's
the time.
you gotta grind.
Exactly.
You gotta grind all the time.
So that's how we started. But then we were like, okay, we can keep doing this and make more money, or we can fucking
team up and work minimal and still make good money.
Exactly. Like Ryan fucking is a nomad, I call him. Like he lives every quarter, he's in a different state.
It's
like,
crazy.
yeah, that's how he wants to live. Great.
If
Like,
he's able to be productive like that, good for him. I couldn't do that.
no, me either. But like that's the whole point.
That's amazing.
That's
His
why we call it
opportunity.
freedom. Like, because we want the freedom to do what the fuck. Michael lives in a van with his family,
That's sick
travels
too.
the world. Like, by all means, go for it. Like, so we want that. So you need a big team basically to support us. I like to do a lot of, like, I'm big on activities, and like I said, my friends live here, so like I'm constantly like, I just want to do activities. I don't know how to call it.
Yeah, it's like anything physical.
Yeah,
it's
anything fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like going to the gym. I'll do 2 a days, like
That's crazy.
like 4 days a week.
Wow.
You know, I go to the gym and then I'll do like jujitsu, or I'll go to the gym, go swimming, go to the gym, go running. Like,
You're a beast. I don't know how you don't get hurt.
oh, I got hurt.
I was like, I get hurt. Like,
I get hurt all the
easy.
time.
Okay.
The older you get,
Yeah.
I'm 35 now. Like, it gets worse.
It's not good to hear. Like,
Yeah.
I'm already injury prone.
No, you know what it is? Like, it's just, you kind of just say fuck it.
It's just worth it. That's like your favorite part of life.
Yeah,
just
like, I
deal
don't
with it.
care. Like, I was gonna run at the Brooklyn Half Marathon,
Nice.
and I couldn't. Like, I sprained my ankle.
Me too.
He did too.
For real?
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I sprained my ankle, and I'm thinking, like, you know, like, I used to play basketball. I used to sprain my ankle, and just like,
Nah,
I
it's
would limp.
4 to 6 weeks. Like, you got it.
Bro, 2
Nothing.
months, and and because I kept like walking on it, because I'm like, I'll get better. Like, just walk on it, tie your shoelaces tighter. Psych. I ended up getting plantar fasciitis
Oh my God.
as a result of like the compensation.
sucks, yeah.
So then, like 3 months, like I've been out of no, not even. I was like, fuck it, because you know, as I tried it before, I've torn my ACL like 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
I kinda-
Jiu-jitsu.
that's
crazy.
You know, you can't let us, because like I
Can't let it stop. That's you love it.
yeah, like
Wow, that 3 times is crazy.
Yeah,
I'd be scarred after the second. I'd be like, all right, I learned my lesson. I was crazy at the first.
yeah. So
Damn.
but the point is, like, I want to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And I want to hang out with my kids. Like, my parents used to, like, when they came from DR, like, they were just fucking working nonstop. So I was like, fuck. Like I never got to see him. Like, I do podcasts with my dad, and I still hear new things that I had no idea, because I never saw him. So now I'm like, I want to be able to just be around. So I'm always around with my kids, you know?
That's
It's
it's a
amazing
blessing.
you have
It's
the
a
ability
blessing.
to do that.
Yeah.
You're still so young. Like, you have so much time. You already
That's how I feel.
Such a crazy company. Like, you are. Like, it's crazy. You've like built a great life. Like,
Yeah. So far, let's see.
I aspire to. We both do. Like, we're trying to follow on a similar path. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
sick.
yeah. Yeah, your dad had your dad is also good. Like, if I can kind of live similar to him from what I see on the outside, that's kind of what I want, right? Like,
Yeah.
kind of take on helping you out starting off, then it's like, go run with that shit, do whatever you want. That's kind of the goal for me.
Exactly. Yeah, he's always been able to do that, but he's always been someone who wanted to work alone.
Yeah.
So that's where he capped himself a little bit.
Yeah.
So he told me not to do that. He told me I shouldn't be doing that. He said, I'm not doing things the best way. I'm doing the things the way I know how to do them.
Yeah. But it's hard. I get it, because it's like, but
Letting
look
control
what
is
it's guying him too. So it's like, that's the
Can't knock
argument
it.
too.
Can't
Yeah.
knock it. It's like,
so
you
it's
did
like,
really well.
Exactly. You're right.
you know, so I think it just depends on what you want. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. If you want like more freedom, of course, right, you have to trust. Like Ryan, when he started the company, I was like, I couldn't process, like, why would you trust? Like, of course, but like, it's crazy. Like, just so many decisions you just have to let go of. So I get where your
That's
father
hard.
comes
No, it
from.
really is hard to let go of control. Like that.
So hard. And I'm like, and at the end of the day, like, it's his company. Like, yeah, we have a little bit of ownership in it, like whatever, but like, ultimately he is. I'm like, I still say, like, you're fucking crazy
For letting
like,
this much control go.
yeah,
You seem like You
yeah.
do a lot for it. Like, you kind of run it more than him, it seems like.
No. Well, I guess we have it nice and compartmentalized.
Yeah.
So there's a lot like he does that I want nothing to do with.
Okay.
Like,
The flips or-
like flips, I haven't seen a flip in
well, that's great, 'cause
years.
Those are the most stressful.
Yeah. So I think we built trust early on. Like you guys are doing now, just fucking grinding. When we had the office, we'd be together nonstop, just like hanging out, just getting to know each other. Because what you're really doing is you're building trust. Like, and that's hard to do. Like when you're in a
Just time. It's just time. It's the only way to do it.
time in together, doing shit together, all that. It builds up, and then that's when you can do what we do now, which is separate.
Now
and
you know
still
how you
trust.
operate. You know how you think. You know what your goals are.
Yeah.
How you mesh together.
And we have like we always talk about like the baseball card. Like
Yeah. Stats.
Yeah, like everyone has a baseball card. So like they know my baseball card. So like they're not like, I'm a very emotional guy. So they know not to take what I say, and when I'm pissed, like you know, at face
serious.
value,
Yeah.
like they'll be like, Ronny, relax.
He's lashing out a little bit.
Yeah, like just calm down. Like,
Go to the gym and come back.
Yeah, like all right. And then, you know, Ron will be like, you being a little bitch. Fuck, I am being a little bitch. Like, you know, so it's like those things you develop in this part where you guys are in, where you're in the fucking grind. Like Jagger, same thing. Like we're more of the social ones. We're good, but that Ryan's more of the quiet one. He takes a little longer than most people are comfortable with to make a decision.
Okay.
Because he
wants to be perfect. He's a perfectionist.
Not a perfectionist. You guys ever read the E-Myth?
No.
So the E-Myth talks about like basically there's like 3 components to like a business for the most part. Personalities are just like the technician, the practitioner, right? The person on the phone, right? Then you have the manager, the person like that builds out the systems. Like, okay, like this goes here, this like, and then you have the dreamer. So like all 3 pieces are important, right? The dreamer kind of tells you where you're going. So, but you need that person to not be a practitioner, a technician. You can't, those 2 people can't be together because the technician is always going to tell you,
you can't do that.
They're going to crash.
Yeah.
Because the technician's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm trying to do this. Stop talking about like doing this at 10x. Like, yeah, person.
Let's worry about 1x first.
Yeah, exactly. But the dreamer has to kind of see everything and be like, okay, we're here now. This is how we're gonna get here. But that person has to be disconnected. So I struggle with that part. Like I struggle with being a dreamer. So Michael and Ryan are really good dreamers. I'm a good manager. So like but I need someone to tell me like this is where we're going, and then I can kind of be like, okay, so in order for us to get here, this is kind of how it has to look, and I can kind of start molding it. So I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's
like
great. You guys
Jagger
have those individual parts.
And then Jagger's a great technician. He's a beast at sales.
Yeah, he seems like we watched some of his videos. I'm like,
he's
holy
a beast.
Shit, like he's like 100 times better than me.
Yeah, bro, he's a beast. I remember when he came in, I was like, oh, he's way better than me.
He came into it already like off rip. He was good.
No, so he used to work in Enterprise. For car
sales. He's a good salesman.
And it's actually one of the best sales programs in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends that work there.
So they're really good sales. So he came he wanted to we were looking for a project manager. And we had an interview and we're like, you're not a project manager. Like, you seem to be pretty good at, like, you seem sales wise. He's like, oh yeah, I did Enterprise. We're like, oh. And then that's when like we spoke like, Ronny, should he do sales? Like, yeah. Like I don't mind. Like
I'll do something else.
I have no ego. Like I'll figure out somewhere else. Like put him in like this guy. So yeah, that book is pretty good. Like teaches you that. So yeah, so everyone has everyone has
their skill.
I don't know who's more important than the other, but everyone has their part that helps everything move.
As long as you could recognize where everyone has to go, that's like the most important. You seem like you're really good at delegation.
Yeah, that's what my girl says too.
Yeah,
she's
that's like that's hard for us too. It's like shit. It's like giving up that control is really hard, even to each other. It's like, and we're still with each other all day. It's shit. It's like I want to make sure, like I want my eyeballs on this. It is hard to like let someone go, even though we know we're doing the same thing every day.
Yeah, and inevitably you have to be okay that you're going to drop the ball. Like that's the thing. Like every time I send like investor boots out, in my mind they're just not showing up. Like I just think like they're just not gonna. They're
gonna fuck up. I'll deal with the repercussions after.
That's how I see it. Like I'm like
that's a great mindset. That's just hard to get there.
Just expect everything to go wrong.
That's true.
And just start thinking about like how you're gonna like fix it.
No, you're right.
But at least now you have time to do other things. Like just give it a little more thought. Like that guy's gonna call. Like the lock thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. Well, you figured it out.
The guy fucking locked it. Okay, I'll make the drive. I'll meet the locksmith. Like. I was going to do that originally, but at least I gave myself a chance not to do that.
That's true. That's kind of how we look at flips too. Like similarly, we're like, okay, we hope we're going to make 50K. Let's pretend we're making 10K. Let's pretend the expenses are 30,000 higher. Let's pretend we're going to sell at 20K lower and let's still make 10K. And then if everything goes wrong, we're still making 10K. And if it goes right, we'll make a lot of money.
Exactly.
And it did go wrong on this one.
Yeah.
So, good thing we
and it will. It's just a numbers game, right? Like I told my girl that we're driving. I'm like, she's like, you think I'm going to get in an accident? I'm like, yeah. Like if you drive for like there's a number, and if you just fill that funnel up with it's just leads, right? Like you fill up enough leads. Like Jagger's always worried that we're not going to get a contract, like or we're not going to hit we try to go for like 4 to 6 contracts a month, right? And he's like, yo, we're not going to get it. Jagger, we have so much KPIs to tell us
we will
that if enough leads come down this pipeline, it's just inevitable. That's why the KPIs are so important because like they'll start being more predictive. Like not to say you're gonna get relaxed, but at least you know, like, hey, this is weird. we got 300 leads and, we only got one contract, normally this. So now you have to go back and see. Well, for the most part, KPIs, it's like baseball. Like, it's pretty accurate data because there's so much at bats.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's 162 games. If you're batting 3 to 4 times.
Yeah. So many reps.
It's like you are who you are. Like, there's more than enough reps to showcase that.
Exactly. I watched a video from that you and Jagger made that it hit me pretty hard, where you guys said, I forget if it was you or Jagger, said that it's important for you guys in these calls to have an abundance mindset, which I struggled with for a while, for a long time, where everything that came through the door, I was just like, I need this. I'm never
desperation,
like a desperation instead of the abundance mindset, which I feel like over the past 6 to 8 months, I've been able to shift myself more towards that. Even when I'm not getting deals, I feel like having that mindset, it keeps me like, it keeps me from taking on things that just don't make sense or trying to be desperate. People smell that.
Yeah.
Like, I know that. And I feel like it's starting to pay off a little bit.
Yeah.
And
we always go by like what we keep seeing from like past business shit is like when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Like, and we went pretty like months at a time with nothing. And we're like, shit, especially when I was new and he had to put in time to teach me and we were both not doing good. It's like, shit, 2 months, no money, 3 months, no money, like crap. And now it's like 4 things all at once. Like, thank God it's pouring, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We go through rough spells all the time. You just have to, like you said, have that. It's like, I always think of it like with girls, like,
100%.
You be
same exact.
You're
thing.
super thirst for a
Same
girl.
exact.
She doesn't want you. Like,
could not be more true.
You got to think like there's plenty of fish
like,
to see. Like,
I don't even care. Like, if you want to give me attention, great. But I'm gonna get it regardless.
Exactly. You have to.
You're more than welcome to come around for the ride, but I'm gonna be good regardless.
Exactly.
And that's what the business is.
Yeah,
it actually could not be more accurate.
It's so crazy.
We're talking to this girl Novation.
Yeah.
And she's a great seller. I like her a lot. And I was texting her about the property. And I was like, I really feel like I'm like chatting up my girl right now.
That's how it is.
I was like, it's crazy. It's the exact same thing. I'm like, I just have to be like, oh, we be doing this shit. Like, here's a little attention, but like, you're fine. Don't worry. I was like, it's so funny.
We love pushing away. I love it. That's one of the coolest things. You just see people change so much because like they used to be
like,
chased. So many people looking to buy their house. First thing I love saying is like, hey, let me just tell you, we don't have to buy your house. There's plenty of people probably calling you right now. You don't like me? We don't have to work together. I want to be able to see you in the supermarket and you're smiling when you see me. You don't feel that way? It's okay. Like there's plenty of houses. There's plenty of buyers, right?
100%.
And that kind of just eases people like, oh shit, yeah.
Oh.
They
be doing this.
This guy's not a predator. Like this guy's just fucking trying to, buy a fucking house. Like,
see that's I guess we kind of bounce back and forth with that because we do like kind of lead into that. But I guess because I'm newer than him even, I like bounce back and forth between like I guess like an authority figure of like we do this a lot or like I'm new and like I'm gonna really put you as a priority. Yeah. Which way do you think is more like?
Only you know that.
Yeah.
Because every call is gonna be unique. It's gonna have different demands.
Do you like go back and forth that, or you try to be more authoritative?
Whatever the person on the other side needs.
Okay.
Think of it like that. Don't think of yourself like as this or this or that. It's like
you gotta change for this.
Whatever the fuck the person needs. Like sometimes you're gonna get these guys that want to be alphas. Like you don't want to be an alpha too. You just what I like to do is like, hey man, whatever you think. Like this is how I normally do it. But if it seems like you've done it before, what do you think? But this is how I like to do it.
Okay.
And then when they get too crazy, you pull them back. Be like, hey, listen, just to be clear, we don't have to work together. Give them a little shot just to bring them back down. Be like, this is not going to happen this way. This is how it's going to work. By all means, we can do it how you want it to be done, but we're going to get here. And if you can't get here with me, then we move on. So you play those games. I maybe with an older lady, I'll never be that dominant.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, do you have somebody? Yeah. Like you play your cards. If it's a younger lady, we're young. Like most of they want to be they want a little more attention.
That's 100%. That's right? Exactly the same. Yeah. Like actively, like almost like I'm being nice to her. Like I'm almost flirting with her in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Whatever the person needs, it's your job we're not trying to fool anyone. It's just, you
gotta be a chameleon.
Yeah, you gotta get to just have all those tools and whatever it calls for, you pull it out.
There's another lead we have in the pipeline right now. He was like one of the first leads I have that's like a legitimate lead, and I've been talking to him since January.
Yeah,
and he's like he's older, he's an entrepreneur, and he's like he loves that we're like young entrepreneurs. So we feed and style. Yeah, we're grinding. I'm on call him at 7. Make sure to call him only late on like weekends at night. And he's like, oh, I love that you guys are still in the office. But like some other lead that's like some 35-year-old woman who's like this novation. We cannot run that with her.
Yeah.
She wants to be like, oh, we're really experienced. We're not new. We've been doing this. So
Yeah.
it's funny. You have to change.
Whatever it calls for. Like your job is just to the people that want to sell their property. You're not trying to convince someone to sell. The people that want to sell, your job is to convince them to sell to you. That's it.
Yeah.
However you need to get there, doesn't matter.
So like mesh your personality to kind of match what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten a lot better at that myself. It took me a while where I was running the same like kind of scripty thing where now I've
Less bodish for sure.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just talk like a normal person to everybody and see where it goes.
You know what you need?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give scripts at all, ever.
Should never.
Even
I'll be like,
when you train someone new, you don't give them like something to follow.
I'll be like, hey, these are the things you got to hit.
And you're like, you don't give them like a path to how you get
Go.
them.
You can ask me my opinion.
Okay.
I'll be like, yeah, I normally
Here's
do it
one
like
route to go
this.
into this,
Yeah, but I'm like, look, ask him. He'll probably tell you something different. And I'm like, you might not be as smooth as this
true.
guy. So what I think you should do is, with whatever talents God gave you and skills you've acquired,
Try to fit these things
get
in.
temp and next step. Go.
What I told you, I told him I obviously have more experience, so I've gotten some deals under my belt, but I told him I could give you tips, but you don't have to follow exactly what I do. Maybe you could try something else and just be better at it. Like he got this novation. That's the first one he got himself. I didn't really help him. I kind of just gave him my advice, but all the acquisitions was on him, and he talked to her a way I've never talked to somebody.
Yeah.
And it worked out for him.
Yeah.
So
But I was like, oh, every time he was like, oh, I wouldn't say that. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm like, you know what? And at first I was like second guessing it. And because he's right for most of the other stuff, he is right. But then I kept going. I'm like, nah, this way is working. I'm going to keep like pushing this. I was like, oh, she signed the contract. Like, oh, we're lit.
Yeah, man. Well, it's what, like, you can't be him. Again, the beginning, of course, you need some.
I was,
for
but
sure.
in the beginning, I was like trying to mirror him. And I was like, and I wasn't doing good like that.
You're never going to be as good as Garrett at being Garrett. Right?
That's true.
Like, you can
That's
be
true.
the best Danny. Like again, in the infinite game, just constantly
100%.
look to try to get a little better of what you're good at already. That's the best way to do it. Like we as like Michael, we all do everything different. We all have the same goals in mind, but how we get there, that's fucking variable as fuck. Like, and it's okay.
So when Jagger came in, like you said, like I know we've seen his videos, like you know he's a beast, but like you just told him like get temp and like just let him do his own thing, or
I was like, you want to follow me? I was like, yeah. I'm like, you can follow me. I'll tell you. And he'll ask me like, and I'll always say, hey, it depends. He'll ask me something, but like, it depends.
That's
And
true.
I'm like, what
It's
about
like,
this? I'm
There's
like,
no same sale.
Yeah,
every
it's
time
just
in
it.
this situation.
It just depends. He's like, why do you do this? I was like, I do this because of this. I was like, you don't have to do that. Do whatever you think. And he was just a lot of that. And I'm like, and I'll tell him like, hey, I learned this. You can try this. You can try this. But it's more like, again, it's just the more important thing is the milestones, like getting to these milestones. Make sure you get to this. Make sure, hey, we can't have a deal if you don't know the condition of the property. We can't, there's certain things you need, but everything in between, have fun. Make it your own. Like it's art. You got to look at it like
That
art,
is true.
If you look at it, so like there is a space for things that need to be like a repetition, right? With the VAs, like the underwriter, I don't want like, just tell me exactly, I want your ARV. Like, tell me, like, dude, don't fuck around with that. Like, right, with the lead intake. Well, at this point, she's free. I don't even listen to her calls anymore. She's a stud.
Trust her, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. But yeah, man, it's just as you guys find it, and then shit changes, and you're gonna keep fucking up. Like our first 11 ovations, we went 0 for 11 this year.
Really?
you didn't close them?
We just butchering shit. Again, it's just you're trying to get
Like not
better.
even like didn't even get them under contract. You mean?
No, we got them on the contract.
Oof, that scares me a little.
And then we just failed. Like I can tell you guys what. Like so, one thing that I learned was and remember these are novations all over the country.
Okay, so it's definitely a little different. You
There's
don't have
a-
access to them.
There's
You
a
can't meet them.
ton of variable to it. One, trying to figure out how to get notaries out there, like in fucking Colorado City, Texas.
Like that was enough to make that deal fall through.
It just kind of compounds. Like trying to get a photographer out to like these rural places is a motherfucker. So you account for it. Understanding the population of places.
It's harder
Like
to dispel it.
we're in the Northeast, so we're biased. But like, yeah, go fucking try to get a fucking novation going in fucking we're next to Tennessee. What's
Kentucky?
that? No, starts with a D.
The only state that starts with a D, I think, is Delaware.
So then, is it Delaware then?
That's nowhere near Tennessee.
No, Delaware's close.
No, I'm sorry, I'm butchering this.
Louisiana, Alabama are nearby.
No,
Right, check out right here.
I gotta know now. I'm too deep in. Figure this out. Tennessee. There's a state right next to it, north, I believe.
North is Kentucky, right north.
So not Kentucky. Keep going. What's around Tennessee? Damascus, Virginia.
Virginia. Oh,
Virginia. Okay,
yeah.
sorry. I'm thinking of Damascus. That's why. That's why I said D. Damascus, Virginia. Like,
just it's rural.
It's just there's nothing there. The population is so small. They just dealt with the hurricane. Like you just there's so many things you didn't account for. So like that failed. Learning the population of these areas. Like one thing that I learned was like if the population is 5,000 or less,
It's
like
not happening.
don't even bother.
That
Like
makes sense.
it's just there's no
pool. There's no pool
yeah,
there.
like it's just not gonna be worth your time. So like there was 3 properties I locked up that had like 3,000 population. Like,
did you have any of your 11 that you said didn't work out in like the tri-state area?
Let me see. I can tell you.
Because those are the only ones that get me nervous. Like, oh, if they can't do it, like maybe we're overlooking something.
No, not necessarily.
We know this location. Though
I know.
I'm confident in the numbers.
I am too, but
Yeah,
they're just at our scale, but 10 times more.
we got overconfident. Like we were just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's see what happens.
That makes sense. But that's now you know how to avoid all those mistakes.
Yeah.
Now you said you have 3 right now, right?
Better to
You know,
try and fail than to not try at all.
That's our mindset. Like we're like,
100%.
fuck it, we'll learn. Like it's gonna hurt, but like we're not gonna let it stop us from.
Now you're like months ahead of people that didn't start at all. Now you have it in your tool belt.
That's why.
You have these 3. Are you confident? You think these 3 or at least 2 of them are
So
gonna work
I'll tell.
out?
So I have one in Cleveland, which I feel good about. One is under contract right now in Tuckerton, New Jersey, or
Nice.
south, and then we have another one in Toms River that's about to go up.
Nice.
So like all like these are a way better wave. But yeah, you just fucking.
It's great. It seems like you guys, you never get stuck like in any new strategy you do or any new marketing. You guys never really get stuck in like an analysis paralysis, which I struggled with for a long time. I still sometimes do with when like certain deals come up. But like that shift in mindset from that to just try everything.
Yeah.
And if I fail, I fail. But I'm confident in myself.
Yeah.
But
like
it helps
that-
having money for that too. I was
That's
like, I
true.
will just burn 5K.
sure.
We'll try this. Hopefully we don't burn it, but we can just put this aside to burn.
But in that process, like of us doing this shit, like for sure, like I think of it like branches, right? So like just because the novation branch, the new branch, is failing heavy, right? In that process, right? We've been doing this for years, like flipping. Like we've only lost money one time
On one flip?
Yeah, and since
Wow.
2000
How many have you done? Like hundreds?
hundreds, yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
So like we,
That's crazy.
for whatever reason, we were really good at that. So like just because this is failing, that part of the business still does well. We don't do as much flips, but
Yeah,
even
means your
then,
underwriting's phenomenal.
yeah, and
means-
like that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
underwriting has to be on
Wow.
point. Like that's number one.
Wow.
Then we had long-term rentals. We sold all of them because we don't want to deal with them anymore.
Really? What really? It's just not worth it for you.
It's
too low
We not that. I don't know. We just were like, fuck it. Like we don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
It just didn't fit what we wanted. We like our motto now with the short-term rentals, but that's another branch, right? So like that's another cool thing with the marketing. In marketing, we also are looking for like Airbnbs. So like
That's another path of buying.
exactly. So with those Airbnbs, you're getting them at discount. So you're still able to like do the whole burr strategy, pull out hopefully money. And now you have basically a short-term rental that we can use now. That's how we see it.
Yeah.
So
We've thought about that too. It's like, oh, it's like a vacation spot.
yeah,
too,
so
on
we've
top.
got something in Tampa. We got
Nice.
something in Seaside.
That's
We've
sick.
got 3 or I think 4, Highland, Reston, and Beaver Dam. So we have 3 in PA. And like we're trying to get to like 10-ish and see where we're at, what we want to do. But we're looking for spots where we want to go to.
Yeah.
So like
That's
Michael and Ryan were like, we were supposed to meet, I couldn't with the kids, but they met for Memorial Day weekend in like the PA house.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a nice.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it makes you guys like.
Yeah. I'll show you guys the house too. It's like, and these like the only houses that you can like actually use. Like think about it. Like flips, you don't get to enjoy
Yeah.
the flips. Like you don't enjoy.
We're forcing it on this one. We're like,
Yeah.
you know, our
We're
friends
bringing our
go,
boys up when this flip finishes. This
Yeah.
house has no furniture, but it's
Yeah.
by a lake.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah,
Bring
we're
it
gonna,
up.
we're gonna
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
to do
we
it.
are,
Just get
yeah.
a fucking cleaning people after. Like,
And all
hell yeah.
sleeping bags.
Fuck that. Hell yeah.
do what we
Um,
can, right?
hell
This one's
yeah.
Close enough.
But with Airbnbs, think about it. Like that's why
No,
we
it's
like
they're
it.
nice.
We get it's super nice. You get to do the HGTV shit like
So
they
I am-
never get to do.
I am a little like surprised, I guess, that you guys like almost evaluate buying those based on your like preference of being there instead of like, so you don't go into like, is this gonna have the most foot traffic in terms of getting rented?
Well, no, we do that too. Yeah, for sure. Like it has to.
I guess they're
also,
good outline. That's where you.
Yeah, we have to align them. But most of the time, where we want to be is
where it's
because
popular. Because it's popular.
It's popping there. Like they, like
Yeah.
Tampa. Like
it's lit.
It's always rented.
Yeah,
It's that house. I'll show it to you guys. But that house is always rented.
like you're making good cash flow on them.
Yeah, they all produce very well. Well, let's see. The PA house has just started kicking off, but like the Seaside house, it only
That makes
rents
sense. In the
for like 4 months, and it pays for itself.
Okay.
For the whole year.
That's awesome.
And we get to use, like for Christmas, like we just spend Christmases in Seaside in that house, so I can bring everybody, my whole family.
It's just a big house.
It's a big house, so we all get to enjoy it. Like things like that. Like
and just the equities.
I love that idea of having that.
Yeah. And then another little wrinkle that we learned, me and Ryan lead that little part, is that we raise equity on these Airbnbs. So the cool thing about these show you guys later. The cool thing about the Airbnbs that we learned is that because of the high cash flow. So normally when you evaluate a property, and what we do, you're evaluating it on the ARV, right? Like what's it like? So that's it. So you're not reevaluating it as a business. Even if you have a rental property, you're not getting more money because it's rented at a premium, right?
Yeah.
You're selling at what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Airbnbs is different because Airbnbs, you can legitimately showcase that there's a property that has a value, and there's also a business that produces cash flow, high cash flow in the Airbnb. So that allows you to put those two things together, which allow you to evaluate the house at a higher number than just the ARV.
In terms of like fundraising, in terms of just selling
In
on
terms
the
of
market. Okay.
In terms of raising.
So it's like almost like a seed round, like that.
Almost like a baby seed. So now
Yeah.
what we do is we'll do everything, right? So we'll burr the property, and then let's say we
After a couple months of Airbnb and showing that there's good cash flow. Okay.
we then raise equity on it. And normally people could be like, you just get a second mortgage. You can't, because a bank won't view the cash flow, but private investors will.
100%.
So what you can do is, let's say you refi, you're at 70 LTV. So you have 30% equity in there. No bank is going to fucking give you an extra 20%, but private investors will. So we'll raise like another fucking whatever amount depending on whatever. But let's say we're in now 90 LTV total. Now we can we have none of our money into the deal. We get to use it. Great. Still cash flows. With the cash flow, we can pay the investors quarterly, and then when we sell, everyone gets paid out nicely. So that's what we do now. So it keeps us cash heavy because now all of our money's out of the deals.
Do you do that on every B&B now?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, like I guess depending on if we want to, but we always offer it. We just say no just for practice. But we offer it on everyone. So it's awesome. It's been working great. Like I said.
Do you use like the same pool of investors that like know you now, or like every time's a different way?
No. So also just essentially, we were gonna go the route of like looking for people, and then we could be doing way more than what we do. But we're very like,
you want your time.
Yeah, we're very selective with our time. So like we had one guy who's asked like just bothering us. So we're like, okay, you're done. Like we're just gonna pay you out. Like you gotta just like. You got to understand the vision, understand that we're not going to like screw you. And of course that takes reps and credibility, but it's very passive people. Bunch of my buddies join the ride. We give them quarterly updates, all that you're supposed to do. But it's not like, hey, like, oh, what are you doing? It's nothing like that. It's very like dudes that know what we do.
Trust us, like,
we give them access to the Airbnb so they have little vacations as well.
That's nice.
It's great.
Sounds like surprised more people don't want to give you money.
We are very selective of who we accept it from too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people.
It sounds like you guys are like, you do literally everything. You're giving them a cash return and they have access. Like it's just a great deal.
Yeah. In theory, if you're running it right, that's the thing. If you're running it
wrong,
do.
I mean, you're running it right
So far.
Okay,
right?
Fair enough.
One of us could develop a fucking drinking problem.
You have a team of 6, so you don't have enough access to kill the whole business.
Yeah, but that's what we're doing now. So that I enjoy a lot.
Okay. How new are the Airbnbs for you guys?
Tampa's been like a couple years. I think during COVID, so it's been a while.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, and 2 hurricanes hit Tampa for the first time in like 100 years.
Survived?
No.
No.
That's why it's important to have good managers that like aren't fucking we're liquid, like we were able to renovate it right away. That shit got, and we liked it because
did insurance cover?
They did eventually.
But you were out of pocket at first.
We were out of pocket to get it going right away. So yeah, we liked it because it was an opportunity to make it nicer. So now the house is fucking even organized. So we're excited about that. Yeah. So as long as you're running it correctly, you build that credibility, you know.
And like before you mentioned that you guys like your goal, your KPIs for the month is like get 4 to 6 deals a month.
Yeah. Let's go backwards. So
almost like does that include like flipping or is that just wholesale / novation?
Or it's what was your original question?
You said 4 to 6 deals a month is like your
Contract.
Okay.
Not deals.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't go by deals only because some of them take so long for a turnaround time. We look at deals at the end of the year.
That makes sense.
Just because like
because like one could take a month, one could take 4 months.
Exactly. So it's
random.
It might be misleading. Yeah. So that's
but 4 to 6 contracts that work out though.
Yes.
Okay. That don't fall through.
No. 4 to 6 contracts we don't know. Like especially with novations being so new and us going like nationwide.
So like 4 to 6 could turn to 3.
It could go for 11.
Okay.
It's too early to set up. We have a certain amount of money. I think we want to at least hit. I think we should be able to hit like 700 ish this year. Right now it doesn't look like it. Like we're gonna hit it based on how we started with the learning novations and really trying to figure. And then
who knows? You might have a monster August, September.
Yeah.
Look amazing.
We'll see. We definitely like the second half looks way brighter with all the things we learned in the first half. The first half was brutal, but
same way.
That's how it is. Like, you know,
yeah.
But I'll share you guys some KPIs.
Then next year might be 1.5 for all you know.
Yeah, we'll see. Like we did like. We were doing very well. We were hitting the 7 figures a lot when we were flipping a lot.
Nice.
We were also very exposed. It was like a lot of stress, we had an in-house construction team. So now you're talking about managing another like 5-6 guys, making sure they have work. We were like, fuck that. Like it's a lot of work. Like your dad talks about all the time finding the guys work and then you lose them. And then now it's hard to get them back.
He seems super stressed with that.
Tough if like you're not constant and you have multiple projects going on at once.
You got to have
that's the shit.
It's tough with that too.
But. Yeah, it's a bunch of logistics. Logistics and it's speed, right? So like, how do I incentivize these guys? Like all that. So like, we did that, and it was lucrative, whatever. But it's like again, it's not kind of what we wanted to do. So, so far for this year, this is what our numbers look like. So just leads wise, so for lead kitchen, we've gotten a total of 202 leads. Out of those 202 leads, 116 were qualified. Out of those 116, we made offers on 95 of them. So Jagger's goal is to from
make it for 90%, right?
90, 95. That's
like offers like some other like
get creative, like but you got like once it's a qualified lead, like that person needs an offer. So we made 95 offers. On those 95 offers, we got 6 under contract for just lead kitchen. So that comes out to offers per contract is 15.8. Which is kind of makes sense with Jagger. That tends to be his number. Like he has to make about from 10 to 20, somewhere in that range, depending on the quality of the marketing. That's tends where he be. Normally he's at 12 to 13. Lead kitchen is new, so it makes sense. He's at 15. So 15 offers per contract is where we're at right now. So then now you can reverse engineer that, right? Like you can be like, okay, so
let's get more leads in front of him.
Exactly. That's literally it. So for lead packs, which is something that we stopped doing, it's like lead kitchen, what we do, the PPC, but it's like you can buy a pack of 100 leads, but you have no idea what state they're in.
Wow.
Yeah. Which we kind of butchered. That's where the 0 came from.
It's where Damascus, Virginia comes from?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there is something to it. I'll share with you guys.
Down.
We are, but there's a lot to clean up, but there's something there. For one, those 100 leads are all, so like, I'll show you guys. So, we got a total from them it was 450 leads that we got.
How much did that cost?
So it cost us, sorry, not 450, is 600 plus, what's this? 440 plus 250 is what? Like 700?
Yeah.
Like, so let's say 700. It costs $5,000.
It's great.
Now, from those leads, really that's what I'm saying. So there's, if we can crack that nut, eventually,
if it was triple, it'd still be good.
Exactly. Qualified leads,
throw
which is
third of them out in the garbage, and it's still fine.
Yeah. That's what it is. So out of those 700, only 250 were qualified.
Okay, so it's about what it is. It's about a third, which is fine.
About a third.
So $30 a lead now.
We picked up 12 contracts on those.
Wow.
Now, we fucked up because it was a ton of shit that we just didn't account for, which is fine. I just like that Jagger had the ability to lock these up. And there was a bunch of factors that I fucked up at. But it's just nice to see that you can convert. It's just now I got to clean up the dispo, and maybe it's not 12, maybe it's 7 contracts, whatever.
7 that are deals are great.
Exactly. So then there's a couple that I butchered, and then the offers per contract there was 16 and 13, median being what, 14.5% ish, 15. So 14.5%,
right around
14.5, yeah, for leads to contract. So that's
pretty good numbers.
How long did it take you to go through all those leads?
Not much, not long. So that's what, that's almost 900 leads in 6 months. New leads aside from our follow-ups. So not bad.
900 leads in how long?
In about 6 months, I would say. Just from this marketing thing.
Okay.
From this marketing.
So how many leads do you think you go through on a monthly basis? I'm sure you know.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Sure
so total.
We say we have KPIs that are nowhere near yours.
Yeah. No. It's just, again, it's just reps. But so total leads this year to date is 1,078.
We're what, about 6?
So
not even. We're 5 months in.
So what's that?
It's about 200 a month.
Ish.
210.
Right. Yeah. So that's, and then
50 a week.
Let me see it. And then so half of those, so 457 is qualified. So out of that 1,000-ish, about half of those were qualified leads. 457. And now Jagger, the VA was able to make appointments from those 457. Jagger got an appointment on 415 of those. Wow. Which is not bad.
It's pretty good.
That's the number I'm tracking for Rebecca, our lead manager. See how many of those qualified leads can she get Jagger on the phone with. Out of those 415, Jagger was able to make an offer on 375 of them.
It's also great.
Yeah. 90%. And then on that, 32 contracts we've gotten so far.
It's all great numbers.
Yeah, so far.
10%,
conversion,
like 10% on those that he got on the phone with, almost. Like,
yeah,
that's really good.
Not bad. Yeah, Jagger's a man.
He's a beast.
It's the deals that we got to improve on. So that's me. So we've closed 5 and we have 7 or 8 in the like the fund, I guess. Okay. So that's what, let's say
like the offers are there and you're dispoing them right now?
Yeah, like those are, I guess, that are likely to close. So that's 13. So that is where I need to improve on. So let's say 13 out of 32. Now that's like 33%. So that's the number that's like all the attention is kind of on helping me out right now. Okay. Because this is the newest part of our business, like trying to dispo in 3 different states and then also trying to dispo nationwide, all that. So like that's where most of the resources for me. That's why I'm here. Like I got to figure this part out. Mm-hmm. But I think once we figure it out, I think it'll be pretty nice because it seems like everything else.
Then you have so many more options once you do figure that out.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what your dispo process looks like in another state that you're not used to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me check my phone.
That could be our worst aspect.
Sure. Let me just make sure no one's waiting for me for anything specific. Nope. I love it. Let's see. Okay, we're good. I got to pick up my daughter at 2. We got time. All right. So dispo. So let's start from the beginning, right? So Jagger locks up a contract.
Yep.
Right. So acquisition, locks up a contract. Next step right away is I hop on the call with Jagger. He has to tell me everything he can about like things I need to know. Now, for the due diligence part, which is like the photos, videos, whatever it needs for you to market it, Jagger stays in contact with that person. He doesn't pass it off to me yet. Okay. So because he's built a rapport, and now to coordinate and stuff, if something goes wrong with someone,
they want to trust him.
Yeah. So I'm like, Jagger, keep him. Like once I know we're closing on it, or like we should close on it, then I don't mind passing it because now I can talk with a bit more confidence.
Do you only get it at that point once it's under contract? Is that how you do it? Or
what do you mean? Like the media, like photos and video?
So it's like you get it, you already have them signed, like they're going with you, and then you even when you have them under contract, he's still walking them through that photography stuff. So
when we have it under contract, on every contract we sign, there's very few situations, but for the most part, any contract we sign, there's a clause that lets us out, but not them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
The inspection period, all of ours are like that.
Yeah.
Too.
So you have the same clause. Yeah, exactly. So for that clause, that's when the due diligence comes in.
And that's
place.
still Yager at that point.
Yeah, we keep it at Jagger still. It's super for us. It's important because of the rapport built. It's a little bit of work for him. I don't know if it's the most efficient, but we've tried the other way and it's not
You lose
great.
people.
Yeah. So because those people
they're
are
just
still
not
like,
happy, and then it's like harder.
It could be. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what it is, but it's sometimes like they they just sign something. So like this is like a big
they're
step.
antsy.
They're antsy. So then like you now pass them off. And
You're like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah, like Jagger used to speak to them a certain way. Ronnie comes in. I'm trying to get a feel, and now they're like, "This is not the guy. Like these guys are gonna fucking screw me, whatever." So we just keep it at Jagger, especially because there's an uncertainty that we don't want, that we might not buy it. So there's already that lingering, plus the anxiousness of signing something with no attorney potentially. Like there's a lot, so Jagger keeps it. I schedule then. One thing that I would tell you is I schedule then walkthroughs. If you can do, I'll send an initial message, blast message or whatever, with like just basic details on the property. And if someone's super interested and I know them, I'll send them with due diligence to see the property. So like that property you saw with the video, if like before you even go, hit up people, tell them the numbers. And if someone's like you know them or that you screen them and they're legit buyers, just take them with you.
When you do that, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, you got what I'm saying.
Yeah,
to give yourself at least a chance.
Do you have them sign like an NDA, or these are only people you trust? Like,
I don't have them sign an NDA. I don't.
Yeah, you just haven't had a problem getting like backdoored.
I don't care if they do. I'll screw both of them if they do.
You have the contract. You're just like,
yeah, it's under contract. If they get it after I lose the contract, then it's like, go ahead, it's free range for anyone. Like I have my chance. Like you know, and then they've tried to. If someone's at twice it's happened. They try to sign another contract while I'm in the contract, and it didn't go through for them.
Yeah,
like you call title and you'd be like, yeah, pay me, bitch. Like you can pay me for you trying to go behind my back. Now you have to pay. Like we made $30,000 on one.
Wow.
Yeah, the lady tried to go behind our backs, and then title was clouded. And I'm like, well. And the guy was like, oh, can I give you a couple $1,000? I was like, nah. Like what you can do is give me half of whatever you make. And I was like, and I want to see the HUD. And wait, he's not gonna say no. I didn't know how much he was gonna make on it, but he was about to make $60,000.
Hey, you glad he did?
Yeah,
like, I'll make 200.
Yeah. So of course he's like, all right, I'm not gonna say no to this guy. Like I'm gonna make 60. Like I sucks. I'm gonna make 30, but it's still 30. So yeah,
you didn't do anything at that point.
I had no idea, by the way. I didn't even look at the HUD. I said I was just a threatening him, but like my mind was like, maybe $1,500 or something. Then I'm like,
oh, this is real.
Ryan's like, yo, we got a wire for like 30 grams. Like, really? I was like, I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker was gonna make $60,000.
Yeah, so sick.
Yeah, but that's why I guess I don't care. Like, as long as you have the contract, like,
there's no way out.
I guess I'm thinking about it. If you're sending, like, you guys are obviously doing a lot in other states. If you're not going to be out there,
then I haven't run into that, but like someone I don't trust, then I would 100% have them sign an NDA.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so. Yeah. For the ones that I've done it is I've buyers that I know and I'm like, yo, bro, I can't make it. Can you want to go? Yeah, no problem. Like people that I know.
They know how to act on your behalf.
Yeah.
We're your partners.
Yeah. And I'm sending someone too. So like I'll ask the photographer, like, hey, did you notice anything? And vice versa. And I'll ask them like, yo, how was the photographer so I can evaluate the service? So like the redundancy, definitely.
Yeah. They're both in their best behavior.
Exactly.
There's someone else there.
Yeah. So that's what I'll do. So we start to do the due diligence. I tell Jagger, like, hey, Jagger, I'm booking this, and that. Let me know if it works for the seller. Like I said, it's a little annoying for Jagger, but he understands the importance. We've tried it the other way.
Yeah.
So we do
That's
that.
what makes you the most money. He's in favor too.
Exactly, yeah. So we do that, get the media going. While we're getting photos, I don't wait for the photos. I'm already blasting it out to people. So I always start with and I'm still trying to figure this part out, just heads up. I'll send like the blast text. Like, hey, like, basic, like it's like, you know, you've gotten those text messages from wholesalers, like single family area, like price, blah blah blah. Because I just want to see who knows. Like there's certain people that like just off the numbers, they'd be like, hey Ronny, the numbers look good. Let me know, but I could probably buy a sight unseen. Like I've had those guys before, so that's why I'm like, let me send these.
We don't quite have those buyers yet.
You will, yeah. Even by the way, deals that you keep, blast them out.
Yeah,
blast out everything. I blast out even deals that we're 100% keeping. I still blast it out.
Just to see interest.
Look to wholesale. Buyers. Yeah, and I'll bring it to the guys. I'm like, hey, I know we're buying it, but we got 3 offers at this number, just in case. You know? And
it's great. The offers are that good.
Exit strategies. It's great.
Yeah. You never know.
Or if you're gonna keep it and like, the offer is like too good to pass up, it's like now we got such a good offer.
It happened to us before. Like we were gonna make 40, and someone offered us to make 25 on a wholesale fee. We're like, yeah, why the fuck would we take the chance of making 40? You can make 25 now. We took it. So it doesn't hurt. Like you could just say no, and it keeps you in front of these people.
Like, oh, they get good deals.
They get good deals, exactly. So that's why we do that. So send the text messages. I'm prepping everything. Get the due diligence as soon as I get it. I already had people that showed interest. Take those group of people, send them the email and the text. And then it starts to almost like follow-ups. Now you start the process of following up, trying to get I tell everybody like, yo, give me an offer. And like sometimes like to show them that I'm not kidding. I'll be like, if you give me an offer and no one offers me, I'll renegotiate to your number. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how low it is. And I'll do it. So I'll show people. So like, if you be like, so you tell me like, we got a deal at 200. I thought it was a deal. Missed it by a lot. Wasn't my fault. Wasn't there. He explained to me why I was off, but we had to be at like 90. Oh my, it's brutal. But I was like, but he knows to give me the offer no matter what. Cause he knows I'll go for it. And we've gotten one before like that. So it's like, he's like, Ronny, I mean, you already did the work to know that it's not 200. So you know the number. I'm like, just tell me. I always tell all of them, tell me the number. They be like, yo, I got to be at 90. No problem. Called, bro. I threw him off for 75, just a heads up. If he comes in at 80, like it's close enough, we'll close it for you. I've made 5 on one before because it was a good guy. He knows I was only making 5. But those people now always pick up your phone.
Yeah, it's like, all right, he'll work with us.
He'll at least give it a shot if it doesn't work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. Schedule the showing. Again, I have like a tier system, so I want to try to avoid sending it to the masses immediately, because only because then you have to deal with like the fucking daisy chainers and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. So I try to go through I have like a VIP list on Ari Simply. So I send it to them first. Even if I take a little less, like I'd rather go with them. They're gonna make my life easy.
They're all people you've worked with before.
Yeah. So I'll send it to them first. Then if they're like, I don't know Ronny, then I'll send it to the massive list that I got. Then if no one hits me up there, then I go on like the websites. Like I'll post on like Investor Lift and like Facebook and the Shenanigans Star, blah blah blah, and kind of work my way from there. While I'm doing that, I'm following up with everyone to see if I'm trying to get 3 to 4 buyers. If it's a really good deal, you don't need more than 3 to 4 people.
Yeah.
Like I don't do open houses where people like I don't like it. Get the best offers, and
do you think a majority of the properties you have under contract you wind up dispoing are investors that have already bought from you, or it's a lot of times new people?
It's funny, we ran that. Me personally, which is a weakness of mine,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a relationship guy.
It doesn't sound like a weakness.
It is, because when you're trying to dispo in different states, lead packs,
it's gonna have to be new people.
That's why 0 for 11 becomes apparent. Like Ronny can't be the guy
because you're relying on people you know.
Exactly, and I'm not good. I don't like transactional stuff. I don't know.
Know them and trust.
I want to date. I want to date you. I want to see.
Yeah.
Like I want to get to know you. I want to like you. So now we're in the process of looking for someone who can do dispo for us on the nationwide deals.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And again, look at your baseball card. Yeah. See who you are. No ego. Be like, this.
It's not your stat.
You're not batting well. Like versus the curve. Like we got to get someone. Whatever. Like you suck with lefties. We got to get someone who can bat versus lefties. Whatever. Like, so now we're in the process of that, finding someone who can handle nationwide dispo. Leave me in my backyard. So PA, Cleveland, Ohio, and Jersey, where I just make a call like, hey,
you have your people.
Yeah, Eddie, you want a property here? Yeah, okay, cool. Like that's me. Like I'm really good at like holding relationships and keeping those going. So
are you guys out of Tennessee? I remember you guys were doing a lot there.
We left. We like fuck.
Really?
Yeah. There's a couple takeaways. We had a good setup. Like the idea was great. The guys
buying the leads for you.
Yeah. So they were doing the marketing.
Okay.
All the marketing. We weren't spending $1 in marketing. As soon as the lead hit, whichever marketing funnel they were using, we would get the first touch on it. So we got it from the beginning because they trusted us. They saw our system. We have a pretty legitimate system that we can show. Like people, I'm like, look, you can see it step by step. So they gave it to us. 2 things. There weren't big enough spreads in Tennessee. So to split 50-50, no one was happy. So then they were taking on a lot of these as flips so they can make a better profit. But then it's like, they're not giving us half the profit on the flip. So then we were trying to figure out like a flat fee for us, which was like we agreed to like $5,500
Okay, but that's like kind of a super low deal size.
Yeah, so then it's like all this effort, and now it's like, and then another thing we learned in Tennessee, the title in fucking Tennessee is wild. So it's like, I don't mean to shit on Tennessee, but I'm gonna shit on Tennessee. I don't know if they don't explain like laws correctly. Like we were in Tri-City, sorry, not Nashville. We were like in the fucking like Tri-City. It's populated, but it's not like
Little
that.
boonies.
Could be some parts. So like let's say you died and like you left your kid the house, like there was no paperwork. So the kid just lived there for like 30 years and wants to sell the house. House is under your name and you're dead.
Oh, really?
Like
Wow.
they don't understand that. Like
Just
you
a
just
bad system.
yeah. So like you gotta like go through fucking probate. So we would constantly get a property in the contract, solid deal. Now it has to go into probate. It takes a year to close.
That sucks.
Right. And then if someone fucking says like, oh no, I have stake in this house, like I'm fucking the bastard son, whatever. Now you got to wait fucking years. And it was constantly happening. So like 30% of properties that we were getting under contract had title issues.
That's
so like
crazy.
aside from like you trying to wholesale and all that, like you're starting with like a 30% just fucking negative because this title was fucking brutal in this area. So we're like just that plus
not
the
worth
low
it.
fees. It was just like it was a good learning experiment because I learned how to dispo
In another area.
virtually with their money, technically. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
Right. But so that was like the benefit for me. So I did learn that, which helps me now in PA and Ohio.
How many deals did you wind up doing in Tennessee?
A ton.
Like dozens?
I think I want to say like 30 last year.
Last year.
30 contracts. Sorry.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
30
great.
contracts. It was super
pumping.
easy. Like, and Jagger.
But you were making like around 5,000 a deal. Though.
That's the shit. Yeah. So it's
like
like,
you do that shit in Jersey. Like
It's tough. That sounds very tough. You could get something under contract that you should be making a 30K spread on. You're giving them for 5K. It's like seems like a very tough system.
that's what it is. Yeah. Like the benefit to us again was that we were trying to like Michael helped me with that. He's like, bro, we got to look at this. Like this sucks, but let's learn this shit.
yeah.
Like just learn. Like he's like, teach yourself how to fucking wholesale virtually, which I did through that. Like which
That's a
helped
great
me.
skill. It's like now you can go nationwide.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter. Like now the next step for us to go nationwide is now we understand that part. Like
Getting the dispo guy.
it's dispo now. Finding the right dispo. Knowing it took me a while to realize I'm not the dispo guy, right? Because like, oh, Ronny can dispo, but then you start going nationwide. Then you start looking at trends, and you need data to see those trends to be like, oh, this motherfucker can close with relationships, but like
it's not the same.
like I don't like meeting new people. You know, I like seeing people that I like, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to do as much as like the people in the meetup that I used to
Yeah.
do. I stopped doing them, but I've done business with all those people, not because I'm targeting them.
Because you're used to them too.
We were just
Yeah,
years
you're-
of doing meetups, so like you end up just doing business
Yeah,
with people that
It's
you
the
like.
best doing business with people that you trust not to screw you over. It's like
Exactly.
I could be so comfortable. I could like the timelines aren't as crazy. I trust
Yeah.
that you're gonna close.
We're
Even
gonna
if there's
get
some
this done.
hiccup. We'll get it done one way.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll work it out together.
And that's great. But there's also another space for like people that know how to fucking go, that get it done, get the ball moving. I just don't have the personality for it. I'm not that guy. So yeah, but again,
You
you,
know it
you
yourself.
need data. Like sometimes you don't realize it. You just need data to tell you like who you are, or or other people. Like that's
Yeah.
why it's good that you guys
Yeah.
are working together. Internet's going slow, but I would say like 30
Yeah,
contracts, something
don't
like
matter.
that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But again, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth our time.
Sounds like it was worth the learning experience though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Everything.
Did you like exit that relationship on a good terms?
They were even willing to jump on board with us with the new marketing, with the Leak Kitchen stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were like, yeah, like they understood. They were logical guys, so they understood like, hey, it's not working out for us. We gave them like 4 months. We'll be like, hey, we'll give you 4 months. We're gonna treat them, and we still picked up contracts till the last day. You know, like we'll leave on a good note, and they were like, yeah, let us know. Like we'll jump.
I'd love
on
to
it.
get back in the business.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, if you guys are willing to go to another place where there's bigger spreads,
Maybe you
so
get
now-
a B&B through them or something like
some,
that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's not wrong. Like, especially when it's people understand, like, it's just business. Like, personally,
You
we
treated them
didn't
great,
like,
and you
yeah,
did everything.
and we didn't like each
ton
other.
of money off you.
Yeah, and personally, we did not like each other. Like,
Really?
you can tell. Yeah, you can tell that we would never hang out. Like,
Really?
yeah. But they understood. We
Yeah,
understood.
it's all about money.
Yeah, and you understand like the synergy
That's
that
crazy.
can make it happen. But yeah, I would never hang out with them.
That's a skill to make it work then regardless.
Yes.
'Cause it's hard for me to get over that. Like, I don't like you. It's like, I don't want to work with you on a long-term basis. But it's
Yeah.
good you were able to put that to the side.
Yeah, sometimes. A lot of times with me talking a hella shit after the call, like fuck these dudes. Like coming to the meetup and be like, fuck them, you know.
As long as you didn't say it to their face.
Exactly, yeah, and that's it is what it is.
You For you said like 4 to 6 contracts a month is like you're in that range.
Yeah.
Do you like have an average deal size you strive towards, or just is what it is? In that
It is dependent on the complication.
Okay.
We won't take something on for 5,000.
No, I get it. Like I know
But-
you have to arrange it based on but like in general, do you have like of the 4 deals we like to be on average 20K a month, or doesn't matter? Just like whatever it is.
Per contract, you it would be nice to make 15 to 20, but you're in Jersey, so that's realistic. Depending on the lower the ARV, the lower the the margins.
Okay.
For the most part, in general, that tends to be what I'm learning. So it depends, but it's also like maybe it's an easy 10 and a hard 20. So like that also has to, like, at first you're just trying to get deals, so it doesn't matter. But like then you start realizing when you start getting
The effort, it's like to get $5,000 is just not there.
Sometimes, like I'll do that for like a buddy of mine. Like there's a property in Florham Park. It was a referral, and the deal took like a year. You're like, what the fuck? It's just 5,000. Fuck this deal. But it's like those relationships, you want to keep them, but you want to try to make for us at least 15 or 20 to make it like
it's worth it.
Incentive.
You have a lot of mouths to feed too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. So we want to make it worth it. So it's just finding that balance. Like that's why I leave it to Jagger. Like he has a good feel for where we are as in terms of the business. So I'm like, yo, if you think this is gonna be a complicated deal, put that shit up. Like if it's a fucking rural place and you know I'm gonna fucking like put that spread nice and big to make everyone excited, you know, at least start there and work your way backwards. So I can ask you and you tell me, Ronny, I tried. Like, you know.
So you said I forgot, who's your money guy who like does your
Ryan.
So is Ryan also like in charge of like just overseeing your overall like revenue and like payout and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I would say like he'll like maybe quarterly. Naturally, we kind of just go by like, hey, how much are you spending here? Like I also speak to him a lot because I also write how much we're spending in every marketing.
That's great to have,
because I like to see how much the cost per contract, cost per lead, blah blah blah. So I'll talk to him about it. I'll be like, yo, where we at? Like I help him raise money too. So I'll be like, hey, are we raising money for anything that we need? And we'll talk like general finances, but day to day he's dealing with that.
Okay.
He likes dealing with it. I don't want to deal with it.
But in like a down quarter versus an up quarter, are you like changing something based on like how much you're making, or not necessarily based on that?
He's really good. That's why he does it. He's very good at seeing. That's why he has like the dreamer. Like me, I'll say like this shit's on. Like fuck this shit. Like we're losing. We're gonna fail. Like I'll be like stop this shit. He's very like composed. So like he looks at the bigger vision. So like I might see something like quarterly and be
he's like, don't worry about it. 4 years from now, we're gonna be making 10x.
That's how he sees shit.
That's great.
You
You need that as a leader. You need that.
Yeah. And I learned that. Like I'm not that guy, so I need to.
But he needs you. He needs someone running the day-to-day numbers and like seeing the KPIs and like we have to tweak this 3% to.
Yep. And as long as everyone puts their ego aside and understand that every role is important, then we're all good. You know, just trust and putting ego aside. You know, we're dudes. We go to the gym. Our fucking testosterone is fucking rising. So naturally, you have that. That's great.
Yeah.
Just
you have to be competing in a sense. You have to be. If you're not, you're not going to improve.
Correct. But you also need to
balance it.
Exactly.
Not overstep each other and realize there's balance.
And even when you do, you apologize. You put your notes aside. You move forward, and that's it. So
fixes every problem. Realize is making money.
Yeah.
Fixes all the problems
for sure. Like if that's what you want, like.
Be down, but then you make $30,000 like in a second. You're like, all right,
we're back. We're back.
Go,
we're like,
baby. We're
that's all it takes. Like we're 0 for 11. We get one. Be like, oh, this shit works. We're back. Like that's it. We got this shit. That's all it takes.
When did you guys start your novations? It was last year or this year?
Last year we did them. I didn't even realize it was a novation. I did
consulting or something like that.
I don't even know what it was, but like we learned about novation from somebody else, and I was like, fuck it, let's try it. But let's only try with land. And with properties that I know are added levels or tear downs. So basically, there's no contingencies.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know any builders. So if I get it novated, there's a lot of builders on the MLS. So it was just more like getting exposure to, and then I would use VIN to put on the market. Once Ryan mentioned it, I was like, and this is it's all about timing, I think. Like then I'm like, fuck, like we there's a lot of people with equity, so there's so much opportunity. But if you go with the agent, like we did that, right? But this is the best example, right? There's a $300,000 house, right?
Yep.
Let's say Vin sells it, for example. He sells it for $300,000. Let's just say I'm just making up random numbers, but let's just say fuck it, he's giving you 50% of his commission. Let's just for easy math. Let's say it was 6% total. Half of that went to the seller. So he got 3%. Vin got 3%. Let's just say 3% of the 300,000 is what?
$9,000.
$9,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you got 4,500.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everyone's kind of happy. Not really.
Yeah.
Right? 4,500, great. Like at least it paid for your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Vin is like, that's fine. 4,500 is for my boy. That's cool. Or you can, let's say, try to get this property at 260, 270, get it novated, do the same process, but now you're, instead of 4,500, you're pocketing 15 to 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we were
Right?
with this novation right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's even worse. Like I even tell Jagger, he was like, yo, but we have a good thing with like the referrals with the listings. I'm like, yeah, but it's almost worth losing. Like you can almost lose like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, because it's
Make
like
one novation and boom.
because you're making 4 to 5 times the money.
Exactly. So it's like,
And then once you get the rhythm of it, it's like even if you only lose 3 times instead of 5, it's like now you're up crazy.
yeah. So and then remember, think about the potential energy. Like referrals, great, but it's stagnant, right? It's not dynamic. It's always going to be the same.
It's not yours either.
Yeah, novations, that shit can increase. So
Yeah.
we still do both. Like for sure though, anything with a low ARV, we're not fucking doing a referral.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one thing. If it's $100,000 property,
Just
there's
not
no
worth it.
fucking way we're doing a referral. It's take
Not
the
worth your
chance. Yeah,
time.
take the chance at the novation 1,000 times. I don't care if we don't get one, but it's way better than fucking shooting your shot with the referral and getting
$1,000, $1,500.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point? Take the fucking chance. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
That's a good perspective.
But last year we were just doing land, so we did 3 novations last year.
On land?
I was one on land in Edison,
Really?
one at a level in Hillside. That I was like, can't find someone. I know there's something here. I was like, yo, let me put it up in the market. I said, yeah, then got it. Found the builder. I knew it. And they were like, no contingency, no nothing. I am gonna tear this shit down. I was like, that's what I'm looking for. And then I think there was another one in Highland Park. And then with the Ryan Pineda stuff, we started learning more about it. And then he brought up an example that hit us hard, which was 2022 or 2023, one of those years. We had the worst year of our ever, and it was because we were still fucking high off the buying spree that we had during COVID and all that. But then it stopped. But people were still selling, but they just weren't selling off market because there was a shit ton of equity. There was no houses, so everyone was selling their house and getting above asking.
Yeah. They didn't need anyone.
And he mentioned that. I was like, that's so true. We lost so much money, and we knew to do novations or referral listings, we would have made a killing.
Yeah.
So once he said that, it resonated with us, and we feel
Now, no
like
matter whatever market it in, you'll find a way.
we'll find a way. Yeah. So we feel like there's an opportunity for novations, at least to learn it. And like I said, based on what the market tells us, it tells us what tool to use. So that's where we're at now this year.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
So, yeah, with this one, we're kind of still learning.
Yeah.
We're excited for it though. I think I told you the numbers on it. We got it at 505. We did something that we weren't seeing anyone else doing,
Yeah.
but we just felt like it made sense here. Profit share agreement as well.
Done that. Go.
You've done that?
Please share. What is it?
So our number is at 505 guaranteed to her.
Yep.
And anything above 565 is where we're going to split the profits 50-50.
Smart.
Yeah. So there, I think our break even at 565, we make 20-ish K we expected.
Mm-hmm.
That's counting for all the fees,
yeah,
age, and everything.
And
Now
like,
we're
obviously
getting
more, but
we're getting excited.
that's cool too.
Yeah.
First.
We're getting excited because that's where when I was looking at it, I'm always usually a little conservative.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to be, but this lady is telling
That's why we
us,
put it that number. We're like, that's a reasonable number. We think we could sell it there.
and it's making us confused why she's even using us. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have friends that are offering me to buy the house, but she's like, I still want to go with you guys. She's like, one of her friends offered her 575. One of her friends offered her 610.
We're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's gonna be so
Doesn't
fucking
matter.
sick.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter because you guys are the ones taking action.
yeah,
She's
Yeah.
probably full of shit.
That's true.
Yeah,
She
that's
knows
true.
that. But it's like she's so knowledgeable. Like we haven't talked to any seller like that. Like she works in like mortgage lending and she knows she goes, yeah, all these buyers are bullshit. Like which one of them are pre-qualified, which one of them have like the house is gonna get appraised less than this anyway, so they're not gonna get it. I'm like,
She probably knows you guys are probably like doing this as like you guys aren't the veterans, but she just wants people that take action.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she thinks that we do this.
Well, regardless, what I'm saying is like you guys are taking action.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the big.
So we're like, yo, we'll get it done for you in this time frame. I know
it.
that's your pain point. We will solve this pain point.
That's it.
She did tell us about all these other people that came up to her, and she's like,
Yeah.
fucking dicks.
Yeah.
She hated them.
Yeah, so that was something
She liked
kind of
us,
gave
so.
us like ammo almost. She was like, hey, like this guy was like super misogynistic and just assumed my husband.
She
like,
told us
she's like
exactly how
such
we
an
had-
alpha woman. Like she
Yeah,
runs their family.
Yeah.
So she was like, this guy gave me an offer. He's like, oh, where's your husband to sign? She was like, I'm signing it. And she was like, I will never talk to that guy again.
Yeah.
Another guy, same thing, like made it seem like he was running the show. So I was like, I would never do that. Like I was like playing into it crazy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like, I was like, it's
And
all,
by the way,
like, I put her
she
name
wants
first and everything.
you to do well.
Mhm.
Like, right?
Yeah.
Sellers don't want. Like, sellers are if you just listen,
Mhm.
they're constantly telling you what they need from you.
Yeah.
You gotta shut up. Like, just
was like,
listen.
I was like, you're the queen.
Yeah,
It's like, your
yeah.
name goes first in the
Whatever
contract.
she needs, like whatever they need. That's all. Your job is to convince them to sell to you. They already want to sell. You're not. No one's. I always tell everyone, you're not that good. You can't
Yeah.
convince someone to fucking
Sell
sell
their
the
house.
house.
It's impossible.
You can't. Like if that's what you're trying to do, then that's when you get caught up trying to think every lead is like is a deal. It's not, because you can't convince them. Once they're convinced, that's when you got to put on your acquisition hat. Fucking go after it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
no.
it's funny because we had like this kid that was like young, like 18 years old, and he kind of like worked for us for like a month or so, just like on we'll give you commission if anything works out. And he's like coming from like Instagram, seeing like all these people like, but not even necessarily real estate, just like sales. Like, oh, I could convince anyone to do anything. I'm like, this is just not that industry. You can't force someone. There's nothing you can say to convince them to sell their house. He's like, I can. I'm different. And I'm like, I hope you are.
Yeah,
but you'd be the
hopefully.
first in the world. 'Cause
Yeah.
no one's getting.
If you're talking about
convinced to sell their
pens,
house.
fucking a cell
Yeah.
phone plan, that's different. But you're talking about fucking probably the second biggest transaction of their lives. First one being buying that house.
That's true.
Yeah.
Second one being
That's true.
selling the house. Like most people aren't fucking going around.
They're gonna make maybe 2 home purchases in their life. Maybe.
Yeah, like this is it for them. So yeah, you can't be able to convince them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, it's so different because like I guess these kids come from seeing like course selling where it's like I guess you could convince someone to buy a $7,000 course even if it's a lot. It's like you need this. It's gonna change your life.
For sure. And these are people, for the most, some people are looking to increase like their learning capacity and all that. And then there's some that are just desperate. And
That's true.
Maybe
That's cool to an extent also.
yeah, but whatever.
Hey,
They use their own.
you're desperate. I'll
Yeah.
help you.
Like again, you guys are practitioners. That's why you know that you can't convince anyone to sell the house.
No.
Maybe that kid, fresh. All
He's new. He's 18 years old.
He doesn't. He'll learn. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, no,
hopefully we're
I didn't know at 18 years old either about anything. So I'm like, you're ahead of the curve just for being interested.
100%. Yeah.
I tried to convince a lot of people to sell their houses when I was starting. Just a lot of mistakes I had to make.
Yeah, you got to go through it. You got to be a practitioner to learn a lot of it. Books help. Other people
Yeah.
help. Us talking helps, but you got to
It really does.
Like nothing could help more than making the mistakes
Yeah.
yourself. Nothing.
Yeah.
You would tell me stuff and I would be like, yeah, like I know, but, like I'll learn from you. But then you were like, no, you won't understand till you like see your first deal like start to finish. I was like, nah, I'll just like see you do it and I'll like kind of pick it up. And now I'm like still in the process, like just seeing a few deals go through. I'm like, oh, now I'm like just starting to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would tell me like I wouldn't get it at all till then. I'm like, nah, I'll like figure it out. Well, you're right.
And you'll see wild situations, man. You're like, and then you start learning. And then like Ryan, I used to always make fun of him because he was always so bitter. I'm like, why are you so angry all the time? Like, and I used to make fun of him.
He's seen bad shit.
And then I'm like, okay. And like sometimes he would even like, it was like little things. Like sometimes he'll send an email, like a really mean email in my eyes. And I'm
So like
"Why-"
a seller to you?
just in general, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, why the fuck? Like
bad
that's-
negative
yeah,
tonality.
like why you be so like that's super aggressive? He's like, you'll see. And then I'm like, fuck, he was right. Like he did this because he saw what was coming. He saw the game that the attorney was playing. Like I never forget the day of closing on a flip. It was like I was new. They were like, oh, they did a walkthrough and they saw this, so they're not they want this. And Ryan just wrote in the email, let me know if we're closing today. He didn't respond to anything. Like they had like
we just knew there's a bunch of bullshit in
yeah,
there
he
for
was
a
just like,
reason.
let me know if we're closing today. If not, we can cancel tomorrow. And just like, and just did they responded? He didn't respond. He was just, and then they were like, okay, we're closing today. He said, okay, and that's it. Like
That's great.
He's a G for that.
it's just experience.
Yeah.
Like from the outside, I was like, you're crazy. He's like, nah, I just know. Like he just dealt with it. So
It's like they're just prefacing some bullshit. Like, how much can we get away with here?
he
It's like,
sees
no.
it.
You know what? I just got a 10K check from a deal I did it closed in October.
Yeah.
I just got it
This week.
Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah.
Last year.
So that deal, that was in Ledgewood, New Jersey, which is in Morris County.
Yeah.
I had a buyer set up. It was a 40K spread. I was really excited, you know. I got a closing date set right before the closing. The attorney's like, I need to get a C of O. I need a smoke certification. So this house was burnt down. It was burnt down to the foundation.
Yeah.
I was flipping out. I was like, first of all, this town, they don't do C of Os here. You should know this. I'm like, please check with the town. And he kept saying, no, we need a C of O. I'm like, it's smoke certifications in this town. It's not C of Os. And I was like, regardless, how the fuck am I supposed to get a smoke certification for a house that doesn't have a fucking roof?
Yeah.
It's burnt down.
You're not getting
the foundation. I'm like, you could just talk to the town. They're like, no, we need this. They're like, let's put 10 grand in escrow for this, which was a ridiculous number, but they kind of had me by the balls. The sellers on the other end, I had to give them a little bit of money to get it to the closing table, and they pushed back the closing. We set expectations to close on this day, ended up being 2 weeks later. And that was this one attorney's fault with these buyers. It's really the buyer's fault.
Yeah.
They could just tell they
were stalling.
Yeah.
So they were playing some kind of game, whatever. And yeah, like those are things that Ryan helps me out with. Like he'll be like, that's bullshit. See that? Like he helped us recently with some guy. We thought we had him locked up, blah, blah, blah. And the attorney is saying some wild shit. I'm like, yo, why is this attorney going rogue? Like the seller agreed. Like he said to do this and that. And he's like, I'm pretty sure the seller's fucking with y'all. And because the attorney is probably not gonna act out like without the seller telling him. And I was like, oh shit! It's like little things like that you learn, like experience. Like he's got it, you know.
I hate lawyers so
too,
much.
bro.
The worst people, I think.
My bubble, bro, for like professionals. Like I used to think growing up, like an attorney, I'm like, oh shit, like. You know, it's an attorney.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are just regular people. And just like there's fucking assholes, like there's a ton of attorney assholes. There's also good attorneys. Like there's good people. But it's like that bubble that I used to have, like everyone's like, they're all very professional. They like, you know, they're looking out for the interests of their client. And for the most part, right, 80-20, that's the case. But some of these are just fucking. I had a guy who wouldn't allow the transaction to move forward because he wanted to buy it.
A lawyer?
Wanted to buy we got it at such, once he found out what price we got it at, he's like, no, I want to buy it. Like
that's so crazy.
Crazy shit, bro. So we've dealt with tons of shit like that with attorneys. Everything. Anything you can think of, like now I've definitely seen it. And like you was telling him, like you got to go through it to see. And then you know, and you start realizing why like people say certain things, you act certain ways. But guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, we did 2 hours, by the way.
That's crazy. This is fun.